All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. This should be coming up this time. Yep. Yep. We should be good to go. There we go. There we go. Now it's connecting. Okay. There we go. OCO everyone. I hope y'all doing well. Yeah. We have another beautiful ancestor. Mother Fletcher transcended on with our ancestors at the age of 111. That's a very good number. 111. That is a very good number. You already know who she is. Okay? As far as our ancestors and where she belongs and what she was fighting for, yeah, she deserves the utmost respect. And what I'm going to do is talk about that this evening. I had to do, once I got the word, I was already live inside of the 13%, and Levante shared that link, and that hit me hard. You know, I was not expecting that at all. So I had to do some things on my side before I go live, and you know, calm down because it's a lot. You know, it's a lot. Like, as if she was one of ours. As if she was one of ours. And she is, you know. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. And of course, that was Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's Indian territory for those of you that don't know. That's Indian territory, hands down. We got a few things that we're going to be going over with that, because I wanted to, let me see. I want to go into the part where she was doing, or like what her agenda was as far as the Tulsa, Oklahoma situation. Now, of course, I did a documentary on the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, race massacre, or race riot. I may play that today, but I did that years ago. And that was all the more reason why the folks out in Tulsa was showing me a lot of love. That was a very powerful documentary. On top of that, we just got right to the truth. I told you exactly what happened by way of paperwork that they tried to remove. I remember how hard it was for me to grab some of that information, and how hard it was for me to get through trying to state some of that information to the public. Like, I was literally in tears creating that documentary. Like, my wife and my children could, well, my Tanisha could attest to that, and my children could attest to that. At that time, like when I was like, I forgot how long ago that was. That could have been 60. How long ago was that, Levante? It was like, it was like 6, 7 years ago, something like that. I know somebody gonna be in the comments to say 6, 7. Y'all gotta stop that. I forgot how many years ago it was, but it was a beautiful documentary, and a lot of people reached out for me based off of that documentary. At least 7 years ago, yeah. Like, oh, it was 8 years ago? Yeah, it was definitely a long time ago when I put that out. But there was follow-up information dealing with that. I remember I went over some things that she was doing as far as trying to sue the government, trying to hold them accountable. Because keep in mind, in that documentary, I showed you guys how they were trying to say that that happened, and it was on our people as to the reason why that happened. They tried to put it back on us as to the reason why they sent the militia in there and did them dirty. And remember when I told you that they utilized army planes to drop bombs on the people in that area. And I'm gonna hold myself together. I'm definitely gonna hold myself together. That's why I was originally gonna go live at 9 o'clock, but I needed a little bit more time than I thought to get myself together, because I wanna get through some of this information and really educate you guys on why this is so important for our people. Not the fact that we gained another ancestor, or not only because we gained another ancestor, it was the reason behind it, what the cause is for, and you know how she was being treated with her being up in age. They were still mistreating her, and we're not done. You know, even though she became one of our ancestors, the work is not done. We have to do some things about this, and we will. And I will be paying a visit to Tulsa. That's a guarantee, Tulsa. That's a guarantee. Yeah, we got to get some stuff done, and we're definitely going to be doing it for Mother Fletcher. Now, her name is Viola Fletcher. We have to give Elder her props, man. Matter of fact, let me do that now. Let me give her a round of applause. We appreciate you, Miss Fletcher. We really appreciate you, Miss Fletcher. Like, this is amazing what you did. So some of y'all that don't know, I'm going to be going over that tonight. I may even open up the panel depending on how late we're going to be. We already late already, but I may open up the panel, and you know, you guys could give your take on this situation. If you want to talk about the situation that happened in Tulsa, maybe you live in Tulsa, maybe you have heard about it, you want to give your take on what happened. Keep in mind, I did extensive research on this topic, so I'm well versed on what took place. And you know, this is one of the ones I'm wondering, why was this not told to our people? A lot of our people don't know about this story. You know, like think about it now. That is the government dropping bombs on its own people. And that's why I told y'all, how can y'all trust the government that has done that? And keep in mind, that wasn't that long ago. That was 1921, ladies. Okay, let me calm down. That was 1921, ladies and gentlemen. Now, sometimes y'all gonna have to forgive me. Sometimes I may get a little upset. I may get a little, you know, y'all gonna hear it. I'm gonna get passionate. Y'all gonna hear it. I can't promise anything as far as I'm gonna try not to get upset. But this one is touchy for me. This one is this is a sensitive topic to discuss because it is real. It is authentic. We ain't talking about Harriet Tubman. We talking about Mother Fletcher, okay? Look. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that, you know. Let me start off with a particular video. Look, I'm about to drink something right now. Let me drink my tea right now. Because I can feel it. But, you know, it's all going to be great spirit. You know, keep in mind, she transcended at 111. Who in the chat knows 111? Y'all know about that number? 111? Now, some of y'all going to say angel number. I'll give you that, but deeper, think deeper. 111. I'm looking at the chat. And OCO, everyone, if I didn't say that,
OCO, free thinkers.
I apologize, y'all. I apologize. You know, we in a good mood. We in great spirits. We did just gain a beautiful ancestor. But think about it. Think about it. What is other than the angel number? Other than the angel number, what is that? Yes, it's a very powerful number. What is that number? What does that mean? I'm looking at the chat. That is a very powerful number. Nah, not like 911. Not like 911. Okay, in sync. Okay, that's a good one. All right, y'all could just throw it in the chat. 111 is a portal. Interesting. Now let's focus on 111. Just 111. Just the 3 ones. Focus on that. Okay, 111 is the frequency of alignment. There y'all go. There y'all go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, manifest, divine, the beginning of, but no, your frequency of alignment. Right? Right. New beginnings. That's a very good one. Divinely guided. Yes. Balance. Yes. All right. This is a new wave, y'all. This is a new wave that just began. Now, it was some people that I'm probably going to get frustrated about when I talk about them, but there were some people that were speaking against this. I'm going to be playing that video first. What I mean by against this is the fact that her, me, and a lot of other people were pushing for her and for her to get paid and their families. Okay. There was another survivor. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Remember when I went over at that time when she was, I want to say she was like 100 and, damn, I forgot how old she was. But it was another one that she stood right next to. The brother's name was Elder Hughes Ellis. But Elder Hughes Ellis passed away in 2023. So technically she was the last one. Literally, she was the last one. And she was a child as this was happening. She heard this as it was going on. Okay, she was a child. Listen to me. Hearing people getting slaughtered. Hearing the bombs. Hearing the planes. But yes, and rest in peace, Elder Ellis as well, because he was right next to her. We're gonna be talking about it. So let me play the very first video. And I'm gonna try not to get pissed off. I'm gonna try. And then I got a few other ones as well.
To make things right for
All right, let me turn this up because that's low. All right, here we go.
the fight to make things right for descendants and survivors of the infamous Tulsa race massacre 100 years ago. An important court date tomorrow could be critical as they seek justice. ABC's Steve Osunsami has more.
Tell me about. She's the oldest living survivor of the Tulsa race massacre of 1921.
My name is Viola Fletcher, 107 years old.
And this morning, she's hoping that a judge in Oklahoma will allow a lawsuit she's a part of to move forward. The hearing is Monday afternoon.
Is it safe to say you are pushing, you and the other survivors,
Keep in mind, this was 4 years ago.
are pushing for payments?
Yes, whatever it takes to replace our loss. Yes,
In your lifetime?
yes, sir, while I'm living.
In many households across this country, they put
There
respect
he
on
is.
her name.
That's Elder Ellis right there. That's him right there. And may he rest as well. Again, he passed away in 2023, if I'm recalling it correctly. I believe it was 2023.
And call
Here we
her
go.
Mother Fletcher because of what she's overcome. She and two other survivors still living are suing the city of Tulsa, their sheriff, and other
Now, I
authorities.
have her video too. This lady here. Oh, man.
Call her
Hold on, wait a
Mother
minute.
Fletcher because of what she's overcome. She and two other survivors still living are suing.
I have her. I'm trying to remember her name. I have her video as well, but I couldn't find it in time. Maybe I could find it during this live stream, but if not, I'll bring it
the
back
city
up.
of Tulsa, their sheriff, and other authorities for damages that are more than 100 years old. When she was just a child, she and her family ran for their lives after a mob of their white neighbors destroyed the Greenwood district, known to many as Black Wall Street, one of the most prosperous black communities in America.
That night, when we was aroused by the parents, what was going on, all the shooting and killing and fires and airplanes, people screaming, people lying on the streets bleeding.
In the lawsuit, her attorney argues that the destruction of black homes and public executions of black people were allowed by authorities, and that those authorities can now be sued under a state public nuisance law. They're suing for a victims' compensation fund that could potentially mean hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm not the judge, but I do believe that the law and the facts are on our side.
A similar effort to go after drug makers for the state's opioid crisis recently failed, and Tulsa's mayor, who led the effort to help find missing black victims from the massacre, is against having today's taxpayers pay for yesterday's crimes.
Listen to that. Listen to that. He got your vote to become the mayor at that time. Okay, listen to how he did that. Listen to how these slick ass politicians. Okay.
And Tulsa's mayor, who led the effort to help find missing black victims from the massacre, is against having today's taxpayers pay for yesterday's crimes.
What do you mean, today's taxpayers? This was coming from the government. It wasn't coming from the taxpayers. It's coming from the government. Nigga, you print the money. The government prints the money. in DC. You print that monopoly money. You have endless money that you've given to other countries outside of America, but it's a problem when Americans come at you for something that you actually did to them.
And wants the judge to dismiss the lawsuit.
And I'm also opposed to levying a tax on this generation of Tulsans who are at no fault.
Mother Fletcher says she's running out of time to see justice for her family. She turns 108 years old on May 10th. For Good Morning America, Steve.
Okay, now, so again, this was 4 years ago. She did pass. Okay, and it's not over. They were fighting tooth and nail for this not to go through. And these massacres, these race riots, was happening in more than one state, not just Oklahoma. It was a lot of Indian territory that was affected. This has to be adjusted. This has to be adjusted. This is bigger than reparations. Yeah, but you said, yeah, reparations have been paid to others. Man, listen, they getting a form of reparations, but you got to think about that. Look at how much, let's just take Ukraine, for example. Ukraine received billions of dollars. For what? We didn't do nothing to Ukraine as far as America is concerned. Not a goddamn thing, but they get billions. And remember that video I went over all of those foreign countries receiving millions to $1 billion, listen, per year? But no, when Miss Fletcher pop up and let you know that she one of the last survivors of that Tulsa race massacre, nah, the mayor of Tulsa was trying to push for the judge to dismiss it. But he wanted to know who the last survivors were. Listen to how that worked. He wanted to know, look at how they said it. He wanted to know watch this, hold on. I want y'all to hear that one more time. Where that's at? Right before they played that nigga, hold on. Where was it at, right here? Hold on, I think it was.
They're suing for a victims' compensation fund that could potentially mean hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm not the judge, but I do believe that the law and the facts are on our side.
A similar effort to go after drug makers for the state's opioid crisis recently failed. And Tulsa's mayor, who led the effort to help find missing black victims from the massacre,
who helped lead. Listen, Tulsa's mayor helped lead to find the last surviving victims of the massacre, was opposed.
Is against having today's taxpayers pay for yesterday's crimes.
And it's not, and that's an excuse. We know that's not coming from the taxpayers. And on top of that, let me see some proof of where our tax dollars are going. We always hear about our tax dollars are going to the fire department, the police department, government buildings and government workers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's bullshit. We ain't see a drop of proof, not one time. That's just like them telling you that if you go out and vote Democrat or Republican, that your vote count. And you don't see shit. You walk right up in that junk, go to the ballot, cast your vote, and we don't see shit. We just hear it on the news. Where's the transparency? But nah, they got the nerve to turn around and tell you that it's the tax-paying dollars. Nah, that's an excuse. You ain't do that for them WEJs. Look, you ain't do that for none of these folk that's still coming up. Why you think these foreigners still coming over here? fighting tooth and nail to come over here. Why? They want to live that American dream, but yet you want to skip past something that wasn't a dream, that actually happened in real life. Nah, let's skip past it. Now, we don't owe them nothing. Oh, but let's check and find and see. Let's check and see who are the last survivors of this massacre. All it was to give them recognition by way of the, publicity by way of the media. Let them hear them out during Congress, and that's it. Matter of fact, let me play that video, because look, both of them was in attendance. Listen, watch this.
I'm a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated my 107th birthday.
4 years ago.
Today, I'm visiting Washington, D.C. for the first time in my life. I'm here seeking justice, and I'm asking my country to acknowledge what happened in Tulsa in 1921, the night of the
asking the government to acknowledge what happened. Did they acknowledge what happened? Did the government acknowledge what happened? You know what they were forced to do? They was forced to create a Wikipedia. Listen, they was forced to write a few articles. God damn it, did the government acknowledge what they did? No. And those people out there that are looking for reparations, in which I told you that we are owed reparations, but I told you first the government got to acknowledge their wrongdoing. In order for reparations to be paid out, that's not what this government was designed to do. I need my people to wake up and smell the coffee. You got to realize and notice that this government has been helping out other foreigners historically, dating back to the 1600s. They were never about doing anything for you. You know how many treaties I have that was not signed by any tribe? And I spent an arm and a leg to look at those treaties, names of chiefs I can't even pronounce. And then one of them signed any treaty. But they'll tell you still to this day that a treaty was done, but they're not telling you that a treaty was signed. You never really got a chance to hear from these chiefs. Why? They was too busy with a war. They was too busy fighting off foreigners from their territory. Keep in mind, we're talking about Indian territory. Look at how deep this is. The Greenwood District was full of oil, y'all. I showed you that in the dock. Full of oil. And they wanted their oil, man. Remember what y'all was telling me about Asheville, North Carolina? Y'all was telling me it was something up underground that BlackRock wanted, and that's why they wiped Asheville, North Carolina clean, just so they could take that land. That is a land grab, ladies and gentlemen. And that pissed me off too. Why? Because I lived in Asheville, North Carolina. And they was pissing me off, talking about something that was a sundown town. Listen, so many of our people lived in Asheville, still do. Y'all don't understand how critical that was. Up and down the mountains here. The only reason why I'm out here in Texas is because the Creator sent two of our children, me and Tanisha a message within our dream. And all of us had the same dream, that we were underwater. That was 5 years before the event happened in Asheville, the so-called hurricane. How can a hurricane reach that high? It wasn't a hurricane that reached up that high in the mountains. Tanisha looked up that they discovered, and I'm giving her props here, that all of the dams, I believe she said it was 90 something odd dams that surrounded Asheville, North Carolina, and they blew up every single one of those dams. And they created a mud flood. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying, bruh. I'm trying to calm down. This government is doing that. Ain't no goddamn hurricane reaching up that high. And all them people dead. They finding bodies in the trees. Bridges broken in half. Y'all don't understand. My family down there, man. And then all of a sudden, Miss Fletcher gone, and shit still ain't pop. When y'all gonna be ready? When y'all gonna be ready? When? What? Hold on. Let me show you the pictures they don't want to show you. Imagine something like this, God forbid, happen to your city, where they dropping bombs. Look, y'all. Dang. Where they doing this to your own people, the government. And the government turned around and put it back on you. And then Miss Fletcher was she was a child, a baby. She was a child. Going through this. Our people were prospering in Tulsa. Big businesses, big banks. We had our own communities on lock. They scared, y'all. We had it. We had the big suits. I meant to say big cars. We had the big cars, the nice suits, the nice dresses. It wasn't just in Tulsa. And do you know what our people did when they was trying to harm us in Tulsa? They gathered up their own weapons and started fighting back. Because they was riding around in trucks with machine guns on it. So our folks decided to ride around in their own goddamn trucks and start popping them one by one, as much as they could. But you mean to tell me that you don't want the government to be responsible for what the hell they did? Look, these are real pictures. This ain't AI. Anybody say this AI, block them. Get them the fuck out my chat. And if I see you in person, I'll slap the shit out you. They not even trying to tell you how many people lost their lives. They made up a number. I'm gonna calm down. I'm trying to. They made up a number. They did this within 24 hours. 48 hours. They sent the militia down there in less than 24 hours. The planes was in the sky. The planes was in the sky. They not thinking about the women. They not thinking about the children. They just dropping bombs on the houses, y'all. And then that bitch ass nigga gonna say, no, we not going, I'm gonna ask the judge to drop it. You. Block that person out my chat, please. Fucking coward. Block that person out my chat. You wouldn't dare show your face in front of me in person. You wouldn't dare. Meet me in person with that same energy. Because on this topic, I'll whoop your fucking ass in person. I dare you to pull up. If you got something bad to say about this situation, like we in the wrong, you better shut your fucking mouth or say it in my face. I'm tired of y'all little internet warriors. Nigga, this real life. And they didn't want this in books. They didn't want this in films. They didn't even want this taught in schools. They didn't even want the government to hear this. She said that was her first time in Washington, D.C. to talk about this.
I'm a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated my 107th birthday. Today, I'm visiting Washington, D.C. for the first time in my life. I'm here seeking justice, and I'm asking my country to acknowledge what happened in Tulsa in 1921. The night of the massacre, I was awakened by my family. My parents and 5 siblings were there. I was told we had to leave, and that was it. I will never forget the violence of the white mob when we left our home. I still see black men being shot, black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot. I will not, and other survivors do not, and our descendants do not. When my family was forced to leave Tulsa, I lost my chance of an education. I never finished school past the 4th grade. I have never made much money in my country. State and city took a lot from me. Despite this, I spent time supporting the war effort in the shipyards of California, but most of my life I was a domestic worker serving white families. I never made much money, but to this day I can barely afford my everyday needs. I'm asking that my country acknowledge what has been happened to me, the traumas and the pain, the loss, and I ask survivors and descendants to be given the chance to seek justice, open the door. For 70 years, the city of Tulsa and its stream of charmers told us that the massacre didn't happen, like we didn't see it with our own eyes. You have me here right now. You see Mother Randall, you see my brother Hughes Van Ellis. We live this history and we can't ignore it. We lost everything that day, our homes, our churches, our newspapers, our theaters, our lives. Greenwood represented all the best of what was possible for black people in America.
The only thing that was left was one building, and they just put a plaque right there. a historical marker. When I say everything is gone, if y'all don't know what happened, I'm telling y'all, this is real. This is not a game. And that's why I'm trying to tell y'all need to stop this Democrat Republican shit. Y'all need to stop pretend like, oh, they got our back. No, the hell they don't, bruh. This is the government's doing. Nobody else to blame but the government. And none of them was held responsible. They was trying to pretend like it didn't happen. Until she popped up on the scene and the two other survivors, I forgot the other sister's name, and Elder Ellis, until they actually spoke up. And keep in mind that Tulsa mayor at that time was like, oh, okay, we do got survivors. Well, let's give them a little bit of media, and they wanted them to be quiet. And now she gone. She's still with us spiritually. I'm telling y'all, we cannot stop. Y'all gotta be, what we about to do, and I'm gonna make some announcements. What we about to do for Tulsa, please get behind us. Because it can't not just only happen for Tulsa, but it has to happen to for the other people in other areas in other states with these race riots. That's what they called them back then in the newspapers, y'all. Now we're gonna say, of course, that's a massacre. It was a massacre, but that was considered a technically a race riot because they were jealous of how we were living. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood District was not the only prosperous community where our people were doing well off more than anybody else. They wanted that oil, y'all. Why did they do this? They wanted the oil. They made sure they got rid of everybody so they could get that oil. And then they gonna say some Choctaw white girl. All right, I'm jumping the gun. And she wasn't even Choctaw. I'm jumping the gun, but let the elder finish.
And for all the people, no one cared about us for almost 100 years. We and our history have been forgotten, washed away. This Congress must recognize us and our history. For Black America, for the white Americans, and for all Americans.
All right.
Hey, NBC
now I'm getting ready to
viewers,
play another one because this was 4 years ago when she did this one and the other one that I played. There's another one where she actually sat down right beside Elder Ellis and they go into detail. I'm getting ready to play that one. I'ma just let it rock, man. I put the emphasis on where it needed to be.
First off, I want to say thank you so much for making.
Nah, I can't put closed captions on here. I'm live. I can't put closed captions on here. And plus, I'm playing the video from my desktop. And on your computer on the desktop, they don't give you that option to use closed captioning. The only time you'll be able to have closed captioning is after I finish the live stream. And then the closed caption will automatically pop up. I have that set to automatically pop up for those of you that need the closed captioning. But now, if you're not hearing the video well, no pun intended, like if you need me to turn it up, please tell me, I'll turn it up. Like if it's low, tell me, I'll turn it up. Like, okay, for example, do y'all want me to go back and play that video I was just playing because it was too low? And I'll hit a button to turn it up? Do y'all want me to do that? Well, y'all can hear Miss Fletcher? This is for y'all. So I'm looking at chat. If y'all want me to go back on that last video and turn it up. Nah, yes. So before I play this one, y'all want me to play the other one again? I'm seeing a lot of yeses, some no's. Okay. Okay. Now, it's a lot of no's and a lot of yes. So I don't know. Do y'all want me to do a poll real quick? I could do a poll to figure it out. And whoever win that poll, I'll do the poll real quick. Here we go. And y'all should see the poll now. That's the only way I can figure it out, because y'all, it was the same way. So play the previous video louder, yes or no? So basically what I'm saying is play it again and play it louder before we even get to this video. Let me know. Real quick, before we move forward. I'm gonna give it to the clock hit. I'm gonna give it 1 minute. Matter of fact, don't I got 1 minute music? I do. Here we go. I'm gonna count it down real quick. 30 seconds, matter of fact. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Again, this is for playing the previous video and just playing it louder. Yes, it's winning by 66%, by the way. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop the poll. That's the only way I can be fair, y'all. Okay, I know some of y'all that said no. Okay, 33% said no. Listen. I'm going to just turn it up. Ain't nothing but a couple minutes. Here we go.
I'm a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated my 107th birthday. Today, I'm visiting Washington, D.C. for the first time in my life. I'm here seeking justice, and I'm asking my country to acknowledge what happened in Tulsa in 1921. The night of the massacre, I was awakened by my family. My parents and 5 siblings were there. I was told we had to leave, and that was it. I will never forget the violence of the white mob when we left our home. I still see black men being shot, black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot. I will not, and other survivors do not, and our descendants do not. When my family was forced to leave Tulsa, I lost my chance of an education. I never finished school past the 4th grade. I have never made much money in my country. State and city took a lot from me. Despite this, I spent time supporting the war effort in the shipyards of California. But most of my life, I was a domestic worker serving white families. I never made much money, but to this day, I can barely afford my everyday needs. I'm asking that my country acknowledge what has been happened to me, the traumas and the pain, the loss, and I ask survivors and descendants to be given a chance to seek justice. Open the door. For 70 years, the city of Tulsa and its stream of charmers told us that the massacre didn't happen, like we didn't see it with our own eyes. You have me here right now. You see Mother Randall, you see my brother Hughes Van Ellis, We live this history, and we can't ignore it. We lost everything that day, our homes, our churches, our newspapers, our theaters, our lives. Greenwood represented all the best of what was possible for black people in America and for all the people. No one cared about us for almost 100 years. We and our history have been forgotten, washed away. This Congress must recognize us and our history. For black America, for the white Americans, and for all Americans.
Oh, I forgot I was muted. Good shit, y'all. Good shit. I got it. I apologize too. I forgot I was muted. Because I was trying to stop myself from from going off. But no, what I was saying was, keep in mind, she was saying that as she was 107. She was 107. So that was 4 years ago. And she spoke very well, very clear, very accurate. You know, and she was, you know, that was written down for her to speak it. She spoke very well, fluent. 107 at that time, y'all. And she also explained how her story needs to be recognized by the government. Not only her story, but what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Not only just recognized, but they need to be held accountable, basically. Yeah, she was 107 at that time. That's right. She was 107. Again, she transcended today. I don't know if y'all know that, but she transcended today. Or at least that's what they're saying, according to the reports. At 111 years old. Now, what stuck out to me is the fact that she stopped. I mean, her education stopped when she was in the 4th grade. I wonder if y'all heard that. No, she was 111. She was 107 when she did this video. Keep in mind, 3 years will be 110. 4 years is 111. She was 111 years old. Now, okay, what I'm talking about is where she said that she didn't receive an education past the 4th grade because of her situation. She had to basically work for white folks, is what she said, in order for her to survive. At that time, I'm not exactly sure if this was true or not, but I heard rumors how she didn't have a house. She didn't have a steady place to stay. Now, some people did, you know, try to put up money for her to keep her afloat. But she was trying to let the government know what she was going through in order for them to step up and do something about it. Now, should I hold my people accountable for something like this? Yes. Why? Because our elders shouldn't be going through this. We're supposed to have these places that look like a resort for our elders. They should be living great before they transcend. Notice how people want to put up schools and museums, but they ain't talking about the elders. We pay our respect to the elders, but I mean, we just gonna send them to a group home and that's it. Why can't we put them on I'm talking about a beautiful resort that we own. And we got beautiful people in there. Need you now. Taking care of them elders. Again, she didn't, the rumor is that she didn't have her own house. You know, and that she didn't have a steady income. She was going through hell. And she still survived all the way up until 111 years old. 111 years old. That is a very long time. The only people that earn the title of elder are those that I believe that has earned my respect. And Mrs. Viola Fletcher is elder, has earned that title especially. because she earned my respect for sure. She did not care. She spoke very well, and she told the truth. She exposed it all. Same thing with Elder Ellis, by the way. And the other elder, I forgot that lady's name. And that's gonna take me a little second to pull that back up. But the dark brown skin one, I forgot her name, but she passed before them. And then Elder Ellis passed in 2023, and now she just passed 2025. She was almost in 2026. She had her birthday back in May. May 10th was her birthday. She was almost about to be 112. Like, she was doing her thing. Granny transitioned at home around her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Yeah, some people still do that. That's very good that you got it set up like that with your family, Morgan. Some people do allow their elders to live with them, you know, and if they, you know, decide to say, okay, that's enough, and, you know, want to call it there, they will be, you know, in the comfort of their family's home. Don't be, you know, y'all need to be treating y'all folks and y'all family better. Those are your elders, you know what I mean, of your family, especially if they earned your respect, you know what I mean? I know some of y'all may be beefing with certain family members. I'm not talking about that, and really, I can't even say anything to that because that's how y'all feel. I don't know what y'all went through, but I'm talking about those that you love, those that you care for. Don't leave them hanging. They need your help. They're gonna be, no, I got it. Nah, baby, I got it. They're gonna be like that. But nah, help them. Regardless. I miss my grandmother. I miss my grandfather. I miss my great aunts. I miss a lot of people that, you know, that are no longer here with me on this earth, but they are with me as my ancestors. I love them. I really do. And it's been some fans of mine since day one that, you know, I used to talk to. They gone now, but I even, damn, see, this is another reason why I don't like to talk about this topic. This topic is so sensitive. But we owe it to those that have been fighting for us, y'all. We owe it to them. Even our ancestors that are ancient, we owe it to them. You know, again, now some of our ancestors made a mistake and allowed these foreigners to come in. You know, it's okay to, you know, some of them elders gonna be like, nah, it's okay. We're gonna be getting along with all people. And I agree with them. We should be able to get along with all people, but not all people have our best interests in mind. So we gotta be able to know who that is, recognize it, call it out, and separate from them. Meaning they need to get off of our land. We need to be in control of our land. We need to be in control of our people. We need to be in control of our lives. There should be no reason why Elder Fletcher is in Congress talking to them, telling them her situation, these white people up there with long faces, okay? Not honestly, not even doing a goddamn thing, and didn't do a goddamn thing, but just sat there and listened to her speak. And that's Elder Ellis right there. Hold up. But where that one at? Y'all know what I'm talking about when they pan to those chairmen? Like he care, like he give a fuck. Come on, bro. This is stuff I'm talking about. If they really cared, something would have happened by now. Look at the long face. And he the chair. The long face is just guilt. Guilt. He over there saying he can't believe his own people did that. His own government. That he would call his government. He can't believe that happened. Now, I'm not saying all white folk or all foreigners are against us. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to tell you right now, those of you that are not, those of the foreigners out there that are not fighting with us for the right reasons are against us. Number one, if you don't say something, you against us. If you just sit quiet and don't say nothing, you against us. We're going to look at you as our enemy. When you know right from wrong and you're not speaking up, that ain't a warrior. And they be like, well, I'm just minding my business. So why you looking? Why you butting in? If you minding your business, you wouldn't be here listening and not saying nothing. See, that's the type of people I don't want around me. I wouldn't trust you. I like those that step up and say something. There's been plenty of times where I opened up the panel, white folks came up. There's been plenty of times where white folks hit my DMs. Those that be talking, those that ain't afraid, that get on camera and tell the truth. And look, even the white, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, even the white folks that I shared here recently, where people were sharing me their videos from TikTok and I played them on my YouTube, you know they reached out? Soul Love and everything. All 2026, we going up. There's a lot of collaborations about to happen. We got to do more than dancing. We got to do more than just coming together. We got work to do. Things got to happen. And since this government don't want to move, we can't sit and wait for them to move. They were fighting for reparations since 1989. And then one of us received a check right now for reparations. And it's about to be 2026. God damn it. How long you gonna wait? Ain't you tired of that shit? Same old, repeating cycle. Just wash, rinse, and repeat. I'm tired of that. And we losing elder after elder, not losing. Let me not say that. We not losing them. They just transitioning into becoming, into their new position. They're becoming our strong and powerful ancestors. That's going to look after us. That's going to watch over us. That's going to protect us. That's going to guide us. We got a mission. It ain't over. Yeah, step one was for you to know who you are, right? We got to fix step one first. But step two is to make things happen for our people. There go Brother Coleman. Oh, CO Elder Coleman, how are you? Elder Coleman, if you want to talk tonight, and not to put you on the spot, Elder Coleman, I know you out there in Tulsa. This is, you know, this is stomping grounds. You know you got the floor at any time, Elder Coleman. At any time. I will stop what I'm doing as soon as you're ready. And we need to, on a personal note, Elder Coleman, I gotta be honest with you on a live stream, Elder Coleman. I've been ducking. The reason why, Elder Coleman, is because what I was going through this whole entire year, I never thought I would go through. And I know you got that South Carolina with you, and that's gonna remind me of my granddaddy. You know how it's gonna be. I know how it's gonna be. I need to hear it, but you know how you know what I'm saying? Elder, please forgive me. No, I know, Elder Coleman, and I know, but see, I know what you going through. So that's why I was like, it's totally up to you. Because this is deep, and I'm trying to hold myself together. I'm trying to hold myself together. Some people don't know how deep this is. You do. You do. I know you do. Firsthand. I know you do. But Elder, we do gotta talk on a personal note. I need that, I need to have that conversation. And I don't mind that. 40 years old, and I'm still gonna respect the elders that respect me. And I got the utmost respect for you, as you got the utmost respect for me. And I know you'll do this topic like you did this before. We did it already. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times, but did we get so, and it's late, and I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Mrs. Coleman around, you know, I ain't trying to get you all up and, but it's totally up to you. But I am about to open the panel. You know, I am about to open the panel to let people talk. I'm going to play one more video. Let me get through this. Let me play the other video real quick. Let me do this now.
First off, I want to say thank you so much for making time to do this at the request of your family. Since you're both vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, I have agreed to take off my mask so that you can see my mouth.
Yes.
So I want to thank you.
Yeah,
no problem. No, happy to do it. Yeah. We want to talk about the Tulsa Race Massacre.
Yes, yes.
And it's interesting because there's a lot of people who don't even know what happened that day.
That's right.
And we are blessed enough to be in your company for you all to teach us a little bit about what happened. Mother Fletcher, may I ask, what do you remember from that night?
Remember the noise of guns shooting, people running and screaming, and noise from the air like an airplane, and just so many things. It was disturbing, you know, and fires burning and smelling smoke. And then we could hear someone going through the neighborhood that everybody should leave town, that they were killing all the black people. So, you know, that was frightening. So here.
What did your mother tell you about what was happening? How did she explain it to you?
Well, in parts, you know, it's just so much that she said about it, but a few things that I remembered, because we were all frightened very much. That meant everybody was in a hurry to get up and move and leave town, you know, to keep from being injured. So she was saying about how everybody was, I don't know who was doing all of this, but people were getting shot and beaten and you know, just rushed out of their home.
Now, another reason I see y'all talking about that she got the jab. Okay, now keep in mind, they were forcing that on a lot of our elders. And the reason why I'm not trying to get into that is because I lost a few of my elders because of that bullshit. You know, they all that scare tactic, man, that, you know, that shit was, but yeah, that was, yeah, she did. They admitted it, that they did. And, you know, it is what it is, y'all. Like, you know, but just hear her out. Dedicated Deshaun, I appreciate that. Thank you. You said all we need is one corp to pay out and we get money on precedent law. Now, okay, you're gonna have to come up and explain what you mean by that, Deshaun, when I open up the panel. Like, keep that in mind. I would love to hear more from you on that note. Like when people start giving solutions, I got an open ear. Let me hear it. Don't forget, you know, to come up on the panel. And I appreciate that. That was actually a big bomb right there. No pun intended. I shouldn't even use that word. As a matter of fact, I'm not even dropping bombs right now. I'm not even going to hit the fire thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I got effects. I'm not going to do that right now out of respect of this situation, okay? Out of respect of this situation. Yeah, because it's conflicting. So, but I appreciate that. Just know that I appreciate that, okay?
And so many things was happening to everybody that encourages all of us to follow suit with what they said. So to me, I guess, you know, it just kind of stays with you. It's something you don't forget. You think about that all the time. Look like every evening, you know, I kind of have a feeling it's time to run, and no telling what might happen, but I'm sure it won't happen again.
Even today, you have that nervous feeling?
Oh, yes, sure. Oh, yes. I hardly sleep nights, and look like I lost my appetite. I want to eat a few times, and
wow.
It's just always, they don't ever leave your mind, not mine. That's something I've
just
been
imagine
about.
that. Now, I believe her, and the reason why I believe her is because of the fact that, you know, that was traumatizing. All that stuff that happened, you know, I'm not exactly sure if she went to go get help with, you know, as far as like counseling or anything like that, but she was a child, y'all. She was a child. She was a baby. Yeah, a lot of people saying PTSD in the chat. Yeah. She's saying a lot of sleepless nights. She barely eating. That took a toll on her. I'm just saying.
For the last 100 years.
It's a big year for people in this community to remember what happened.
Yeah.
When you think about that night, do you remember seeing black people killed?
Well, sure. That's who was getting killed. Yes, people was getting killed, and it seemed like they were breaking in people's homes and taken out some of their valuables, or
Now that's
I don't know
true.
what you could go off with, but
I went over, not to cut the elder off, but I went over that in my documentary. I should play that doc. YouTube always got a problem when I play that doc. But every time I play that doc, I went over the items that they were taking. They were taking grand pianos. They were taking people's, keep in mind, our people were well off. So it was a lot of expensive jewelry and pieces of clothing. They were just, you know, it was just looting our people's houses as our houses, you know, out there were burning. Yeah, gold, yes. Yep. I'm trying to hold it together,
just
y'all.
ramshacking the neighborhood, you know, damaging most everything that the black people had.
Did you see black bodies in the street?
Black bodies in the street. That's right. That's right. Yes, so many people got injured. I don't know if they were all dead, but they were laying out, you know, not able to get up and move or get out of the way of whatever was happening.
And how old were you, Mother Fletcher, that night?
A little between 6 and 7 years old.
Oh my God. She was between 6 and 7 years old. Now, would she remember this? Yes. I still have videos of my children when they were 6 or 7, talking, understanding, you know what I mean? Comprehending, repeating what they saw, repeating what they learned. They're retaining a lot of information at that time. Of course, she's going to remember it. 6 or 7 years, that's a baby.
Were you able to take any of your things with you, your dolls?
Well, I don't know about the pets, but our parents gathered up all the children, and gathered us up to get us out of town. And I don't remember now whether we had any pets or not, but all the children were safely carried away.
And when you think about the way that night has affected your life, how do you think that night affected the rest of your life?
Oh, it does. I don't know, looked like I didn't get the education I should have had, and, you know, we just kind of sat back and had to start all over again about the parents making a living to raise their children and time to spend in going to school. So many years I didn't go to school a full term, so that I didn't get the education that I should have had, enough to make a decent living, like working and earning a big salary. So that.
And when your family fled, where did they go?
We left and went to a little town called Claremore, I think. Yeah.
Do you think that the city should recompensate you for what you lost?
Absolutely.
Do you think the government should pay you back for what you lost?
Yes, I do. Not only me, everyone I think that was injured during that time should receive something, including my family and others. Yes, I think so.
And what would that look like? Does that look like opportunity for your grandkids? Does it look like money?
Yes. And they'll get better educations and better jobs and better living conditions and, you know, just so many things now that families can enjoy doing that we can't afford.
Let me just state for the record, I know some of y'all that is replaying this after the live stream is over, everybody in the chat is leaning on this interviewer right here. Okay? Everybody in the chat was leaning on. I'm just letting y'all know because I know y'all probably not gonna be able to see the chat replay.
What do you think this city would have looked like if the race riot had not happened?
Oh, it would have been beautiful because the street there, speaking of Black Wall Street, everybody was proud of that. It had stores and churches and school. Well, I don't know about I don't think it was a schoolhouse on the street, but they had, you know, everything nice that the neighborhood needed for their family. Yeah.
Mr. Ellis, may I ask you, how do you think your life
This
has
is Elder
been
Ellis right here.
impacted by the massacre?
My life has been impacted like this. I can't sleep at night. I have to have a light. I love light. How it impacted me, like when I got old enough to marry and raise a family, that's when, dawned on me so much. It was.
So he said when he was old enough to marry and have a family is when it affected him. This is Elder Ellis right here, the one that passed in 2023.
Like, you was afraid to ask for a job because you didn't think to give a job. Finally, I got a job. I had my wife, and I raised 7 children, 3 girls and 4 boys. It was hard for me. My wife wasn't able to work. Back in 1942, I got married, and I had my first son. He was a junior. He was born. I went in the United States Army in 1943. 1943, I just had a young son, a baby, and back then, he was drafted into the Army. And when I was drafted into the Army, we had a segregated army, a black army and a white army. And I went through that for 2.5 years. It was terrible. I mean, like a lot of guys got medals for what they did. See, I went over. I was drafted, and they sent me out of the United States over in Indian Burma and China.
I'd like to go back to something that you said.
Okay.
You said, sir, that you still have nightmares. And
Yeah.
Mother Fletcher, you said you have trouble sleeping. What are those nightmares about? What do you dream of?
I wonder why her focus is on the pain. Interesting. She's focusing on the pain, for them to relive the pain, to recount the pain. That's odd.
I dream of what my sister told me. I dream of all of what happened back in there. I wake up about 4 times a night. You know, some nights I'll say woke, say 30, 40 minutes before I lay back down. It sticks in my mind. And then like I went to service and same thing. I took my life. I put my life on the line for my country, and I was just looking to survive that. Lucky, just lucky.
Lucky.
And back in those days, black people, even in the, when I raised my family, we worked for like. You work 10 hours a day for $1, maybe 12 hours a day.
It wasn't fair.
Wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair.
I didn't get a chance to get a.
Oh, she pissing me off. I'm out. Okay.
I only got a chance to get a 12th grade diploma. That's after I got out of service. I didn't get no chance to go to no college. I had to work.
So this affected you for years.
It affected me. A person never forgets that. It's not been easy. I'm 100 years old past. We're looking for justice. I think we should have justice for all of this.
Right.
It's just so terrible. See, we have built the United States. The black people did.
Woo! Talk, elder. We built the United States. The black people did. Now, I'm excusing the elders for using the term black, okay? Keep in mind, that's the politically correct way, but we know who they talk about, right?
we don't get no credit for that.
We don't get no credit for that.
Mr. Fletcher.
I'm looking for better things in life, I hope, before I leave this earth.
He looking for better things in his life before he leave this earth. Again, he passed in 2023.
It's been rough.
Ms. Fletcher, what do you think about what your brother just said? When you have those nightmares, what do you think about?
Well, the same thing, so that never leaves your mind now. You want to, if something happens, it stays with you, with me, the rest of your life, And you're in fear that it might happen again. It may not be the same way, but something different. But you always, as you said, you can't sleep. Look like instead of having a pleasant dream, that the dream turns out to be something like that, about, the danger we were in, and if it'll ever happen again, and all of that.
Do you think the people who drove you out of Tulsa should be held accountable?
Well, the people are, yes, who's responsible for doing it? We think so. I think everybody should have a share of that. Not that it will bring back the feeling, but it would make us comfortable. Especially me, since I'm in need of everything like transportation and homes and cars and different things, I would like to own. I don't have now. So,
okay, so she admitted in this interview right here that she didn't have it. Okay.
Because it takes a lot to rebuild when something has been taken.
Yes,
when something has been burned, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It takes money and time.
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Ellis, there was something you said that really struck me. You said that in your life, you're wanting to see justice.
That's right.
When you look at everything happening in America right now, the young unarmed men who are being killed, calls for police reform and justice, how far do you think we've come as a country in your lifetime?
We come a little piece, not too far. We're not come too far yet. We need to do a lot more. They have me on what they call a Facebook on the phone, and the mayor, I have a certificate from the mayor for being a good citizen of them. I have a certificate from, I have 2, 3, I can't think of the other ones, but.
He's saying certificate, by the way.
And people call me and ask me ideas about the vaccines.
They asked him about ideas about the vaccines? What?
I'm on Facebook. They asked me to speak for them and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They call me the wisdom man.
The wisdom man.
That's what
now, you do sound quite wise.
And I have a lot of friends ask me questions and advices about what's happening right now. Say, Hughes, they come and say, well, what do you think about this? They call me up and ask me. I tell them, I think it should be something be done better than it is right now.
And what does that look like? What do you think justice looks like?
Well, I guess I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. That's okay.
But leave it up there.
I think what it looked like to me, it keeps happening. So we're going to do something about it. Well, I think Congress, I understand, I'm looking in the news, I think the President of the United States, they're going to bring that up in, they're going to make a law about how the police department does that. Mm-hmm. We want to change for that. Mm-hmm. We want the police better trained. That would help some. So Biden is putting in law in the Congress to write a law up about that. Mm-hmm. Mostly about how the police handle things.
especially communities of color. I wanted to ask you, when you said, Mr. Ellis, that it was difficult finding a job and it made you nervous even to go for a job.
You would go for a job and the guy tell you, say, you fill out the application. Every time a guy says, we'll contact you.
You knew he wasn't going to call?
No.
But what about, if you had seen Mother Fletcher, for example, you saw black bodies in the street, you heard gunshots, you saw white men holding guns, did it make you scared to interact with white people after that?
Yes, really. Sure it does. I think if people are brave enough to do that once, they will do it again.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's an irrelevant question.
So we fear.
I'm gonna tell you why that's an irrelevant question. Why does she need to know how she feels about white people when she could just state that, like how she felt about white people based off of what was going on there? Like what needs to be happening is, or at least the question should have been, do you think the government should be held responsible for the trauma that they put you all through as children? That's the number one question. Now, and give them suggestions. Do you think them holding responsible should be, or holding themselves, holding them responsible should be them taking accountability for their previous actions? You know what I mean? Okay, now that's one thing. What do you think about as far as a reform, as far as rebuilding the community in which it was there? Do you think they should be held responsible for that? Okay, and that's yes or no. Like, and they could, of course, give their take. And then, okay, now for the future generations, do you think it should be some type of compensation for those families of the survivors, or the families that lost their children, their husbands, their wives, their jobs, their businesses, like those types of things within that community? Do you think they should be compensated for right now and for the years to come? And then why? You know what I mean? Why is that? I would ask that. If you want to get to the nit grit, you don't got to beat around the bush. Of course, she not going like how, the white folks was, because she looked at what the white folks was doing. That's a given. Like, that's something that's why I don't like that question. That's kind of obvious. Like, you talking about 6, 7 years old. Yeah, she not going like them. She not going to be able to trust them. That was the first thing she's seeing as far as their interaction.
That as we live from day to day.
Do you still have hesitation around interacting with whites?
Well, little things happen, that's not very pleasant, but we live with a lot of things like that. It seems like that it's the people of color that seems to be, kind of on the backside of everything. So that's the way we live. Yes, sir.
You've seen so much in your lifetime. What a blessing to be here and to be able to learn from you.
Right behind that, huh?
Do you have hope for the future?
I do. Yeah, I have hope.
Yes, sure. Yes, sir.
Sometimes have tears running.
Beg your pardon?
Sometimes tears be running.
Sometimes it makes you cry? What makes you cry?
When I was in the United States Army, when we get on a ship, the black soldiers put it in the bottom of the ship, in the hull. Mm-hmm. We go down on those.
He said when he was in the U.S. Army, sometimes the black soldiers was at the bottom of the ship.
Steel ladders about 3 or 4, 5 down, and we had bunks in the hull of the ship.
In the very bottom.
So they had bunkers at the bottom of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when you look to the future, what gives you hope?
I hope that gets better. I understand. I've talked to a lot of military young people, and they said it's getting a little better. I have friends, young people. Young people kind of hang around me and I'll give them a few things what happened back then. And they said, it's getting a little better for black people to be in the United States Army. It's getting a little better.
A little bit better. And Mother Fletcher, what about you?
Well,
what gives you hope for the future?
Well, the same as he said, because I had 2 brothers in service, 2 sons in service, and 2 grandsons, 6 of them my boy, the men of my family, and they all have, the same feeling about it. They say that being in service is no fun, so whenever you have to go through with that, well, and we feel, that once they're done that for their country, what they deserve, the best of everything. But it seems like that's what we always hope for.
Last question.
But see, that was steered. I wish I was the interviewer. That was steered in a. Like, I would have kind of elaborated a little bit more on the question instead of saying, well, what about you, Miss Fletcher? I would have said that, same question, but did it differently for her not to latch on to, Elder Ellis's experience, because Elder Ellis was experiencing the fact that he got drafted, and what he was going through in the Army with them being at the bottom of that boat. And, and that's a replica of the stories that they're telling us, that our people were at the bottom of the boat, traveling for 90 or plus days, coming from Africa to America. We know that part is bullcrap, but he actually went through that just in the U.S. Army alone, in bunkers, you know what I mean? Just for them to survive throughout the treacherous weather conditions, going overseas, because he said he was stationed in China. Now, I hope I repeated everything because I hope y'all was paying attention to what he was saying, because I don't think he has teeth right there, and some of that you're not gonna be able to understand how he's pronouncing some of his words, but I can hear him clearly if you listen closely. I do have the boost on, okay? But yeah, I mean, that's horrible. So I would have positioned that question a little bit differently for Miss Fletcher, so she could get out her experience and what she think it would look like as far as it being better in today's society. But realistically, they already answered that question saying that it's no different. They saw little progress. I mean, little to no progress. They already answered it previously, but we'll see. Now that my mods are on it. My mods are on it. They in that chat. Like, if anybody is saying something wrong about, now I understand them saying something wrong about the interviewer, but if they saying anything wrong about the elders and they not respecting these elders right now, or respecting us as who we are right now, get them the fuck up out of here. And like I said, straight up, if they got anything else to say, you need to pull up on me and say it to my face. Otherwise, continue to be an internet gangster. Keep your arms on your table, keep your hands on your phone, because you ain't gonna do that shit in real life. We know better. You're a coward, just like the government is.
You all have begun this litigation. What is the best case scenario? What do you hope comes out of this lawsuit?
Okay, that's a good question.
Well, in my case, something's good for me that would make life more possible, that I could live more comfortable, with things that I need, like, as I said, transportation and taking trips. I mean, a nice big trip, like going to Africa.
That would be great. I hope you make it to Africa.
Interesting.
That would be great.
Yes, something that I've never done, so that's what we look forward to.
And what about the young people in this community? What do you hope this lawsuit could provide for the young people here?
They encourage them to try to go to college and get a good education and good jobs, and then they would be able to do the things they wanted to do. See,
if I was able to talk to Miss Fletcher, I would have told her, look, it ain't no different from here than in Africa. Ain't no difference. Africa is not paradise. But it's okay. You could go visit, of course, check and see how it is. Ain't nothing wrong with visiting other areas. In fact, I encourage all people, if you can, you could go travel to other areas, not just Africa. Travel, see how they living. Okay? All the more reason why you would want to come back home and try to fix it up. Because you see that it's being ran down by these people of these particular countries because they want this country to look like theirs. All the more reason why we need to step up to the plate and take back what's ours. All right.
Could do more if I.
We remember Malcolm X coming back from Mecca and having a totally different mindset, don't we? Okay.
Better education, or all of my family members, and most of my family that went into service, they were young, that they didn't get to finish school also. So I know. Yeah.
Is there anything about that night or its impact on your life that I did not ask you?
Yes, there's a lot of things. I can't think of a lot of things. Sometimes you go to work. When I was in the service, I had to, they select me for guard duty. I had to set up the whole perimeter. And on that job, you'd be standing there. And you had to check on all your guys. And you could got shot. You're in the enemy country. You could got killed. Yeah. Just love it. God will be with you. Just love it.
Lucky and blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
At that time, it sounded like the Army, it was a lot of trauma that he suffered from, not only as a young boy, but he suffered through some things when he was in the Army as well. That's why if you notice, he's gravitating towards stories about the Army, because that affected his life the most. Not saying that the Tulsa, Oklahoma situation did not affect his life, but yeah, it's that affected him as far as his perspective on America and other places. You could tell that he still got some pain right there. But that's at the top of his head, that's the ones that he's going to be able to recall. When he was answering the question, he said there was so many of them that he can't think of them. But then he, again, gravitated right back to his stories about the U.S. Army. Most people who are veterans will do that anyway. Y'all know that. I had plenty of veterans in my family. And, and that's all they talk about. They want to talk about that, talk about their experiences so they could get that pain out. So I fully understand that. And with him being up in age like this, he over 100 years old at that time, yeah, and it was still affecting him. The vet hospitals ain't doing nothing for that. They was being mistreated when they came back home. Still to this goddamn day. Still to this day. They not getting the proper treatment on certain things that they need as far as medication is concerned, counseling, and of course, like, that would have been nice. All they want to do is travel the world and see it. They just want to experience things outside of America because they feel like, well, how could they trust America when America turned their back on them? Reading between the lines of where they coming from.
It's scary.
I can only imagine.
You don't go to sleep at night.
I can only imagine. And Mother Fletcher, what about you? Is there anything about that night that you'd like to share that I didn't ask?
Well, it's so much that I really don't like to talk about it, and so, but every once in a while we get into a deep conversation. Think about it, it haven't been published enough. So many people don't even know about it. We're talking about this year of the 100-year celebration. Well, some people are wondering what and why. So I think if it was published more, like in a book or on the news or a day to celebrate, well, that would help a lot.
What do you think, for people who don't know what the Tulsa Massacre was, what do you think is the most important thing they should know?
Well, everything that happened then, if it could be published, that would let people know that how things went and how to fear if it ever happens again.
Are you worried about something like this happening again?
Sure. It's really, yep.
You worry that another massacre could happen?
Sure, I think it could. It may not be for the same reason, but, things can happen.
Ooh. Another follow-up question with that would be right there is, okay, Elder Fletcher, what do you think is the reason why this happened in the first place? That would have been a great follow-up question. Norma Nunn, thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate that. You said for gratitude, for sharing knowledge. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, y'all know I normally do the sound effects, drop bombs with the effects and the fire. I'm not doing that out of respect because, you know, I don't want that to conflict with what we're talking about because that actually happened to them, okay? But I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Just like the virus we have going now, you know, well, that was something we wish could have been avoided, but we have to suffer through that. So it's the way I feel about it.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your...
So I'm gonna, I don't know if y'all wanna sit through that documentary or not. That I have. It's an older documentary of mine. It could be between 6, 7, or 8 years old. That is on my YouTube channel. Of course, I have it. That's on the Greenwood District. The Negro Wall Street, it was what it was originally coined as. It's up to y'all. So I'm gonna do another vote, matter of fact. I'm gonna do another vote real quick. And if y'all want to do that before I open up the panel, we can. Hold on. So play the doc. On Negro Wall Street. And I'm gonna give it 30 seconds. And y'all can cast it. I'm doing it for y'all, so this is totally up to y'all. Now it's in the chat. Y'all can vote right now. Okay, now if y'all want me to do it, I will do it. And if not, then I will just open up the panel and then we can have a discussion. In respect to Elder Fletcher, Mother Fletcher. So I'm gonna put the timer on it now. It's in the chat now. Y'all can vote right now.
Yeah,
real quick.
DNA, let that shit bang.
Uh-oh. There you go, it's caught up. Yes is winning. Okay, yes won. All right, I'm gonna stop the vote. I'm stopping the poll right now. So 6% said no, 94% said yes. All right, I'm about to play the doc. I'm not going to interrupt unless I see a question. If I see a statement where I want to, give some take on that, I'll stop it right then and there. Hold on, let me make sure I close this out. Hold on, let me close some of this stuff up real quick. Okay, I'm going to keep this open. All right, here goes
Log on to patreon.com/Dane Calloway or paypal.me/Dane Calloway to support me.
Yeah, this is old. I still got PayPal, Patreon, but this is old right here. Hold on, let me come up right here.
Our fathers sweat, blood, and tears built this country. Our fathers and our mothers worked from can't see morning to can't see night with no pay.
Hold on, I'm gonna make it full screen. Hold on, let me make it full screen.
To build the economy of the South, to fuel the economy and the industrial revolution of the North. Mother, wife, sister, auntie, baby. We fought in all America's wars for a freedom that we have never achieved. We fought in the Revolutionary War that made America independent of England. But we don't have any independence ourselves. We are dependent on white people to
do for us. See? Problem. Earn the right to do for ourselves. See, that's another elder that's up there in age that I know a lot of people disagree with, but Farrakhan been right. And that's another one. Man.
We fought in the Spanish-American War. We fought in the War of 1812. We fought in the Civil War on the side of the North and the South. We died.
Talk, Farrakhan, on the side of the North and the South. Very important, bro.
Right alongside of those fighting to maintain slavery. And those who said they were trying to maintain the Union, but in any case, after the Union was maintained.
After the Union was maintained, it was back to business as usual.
Business as usual. We had congressmen and senators, and we had government representation. But the Night Riders and the KKK took it all away from us. Said, we don't want no niggas in the Congress. We don't want no niggas in high political office. So they killed us. They hung us. They burned us. And when they got in trouble, they called us again to fight in a Jim Crow army. Some of the older ones here that were in World War I, you know you fought Germany. But the German prisoners of war were treated better than the black soldiers who fought for America against Germany. Talk to me. Hitler rose again. World War II. Black men died at Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Black men died in Guadalcanal, in the Solomon Islands, in the Philippines, at Iwo Jima. Black men died in North Africa fighting the Germans. Black men died at Anzio Beach, at Palermo, at Naples, to free Rome, to free Paris, to free Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! We died to build America. And America has rebuilt Germany and Japan. And the nigger is still suffering and dying in the streets of America.
In today's society of America, it is...
Oh, this is so cringe to hear my old mic. Oh, I'm gonna let this slide, but this cringe for
called
me.
the Black Wall Street. But in the early 1900s, it was known as the Negro Wall Street. This nickname...
Nah, this is live. This is live, Vader. We live, baby. We live.
It was given to the street called Greenwood Avenue of North Tulsa, Oklahoma. Due to the complexity of segregation, copper-colored people, or rather Aborigines of America, were forced to shop, spin, and live inside of a 35 square block radius only, in an area called the Greenwood District, where the dollar of the American Aborigines circulated for up to 13 months within their own community. This methodology evolved into the production of multiple black-owned and operated businesses that prospered tremendously, single-handedly becoming the most highly favorable and well-respected land in America. admired by thousands and consistently visited by millions of fellow Aborigines from all across the country. This landmass of Tulsa came a very long way after the Civil War ended in 1865. In fact, between the years of 1828 and 1886, Oklahoma became the resettlement destination for nearly 40 or more Southern Indian clans or nations and tribes alike. According to the LOC, the Indian Removal Act was passed by the House and the Senate in the same day of May 26, 1830, then immediately signed into law by then President Andrew Jackson just 2 days later. This sole authorization made it official for Jackson to grant unsettled lands to the native Indians in exchange for their current Indian territories. So, from the years of 1828 to 1886, the commonly known Choctaw.
Talk, Dane! Watch. All right, I'm gonna calm down.
Chickasaw.
Bruh, I'm going back to my documentary style, bruh. I can't wait. I love this.
Cherokee.
I'm talking about pictures you ain't never seen, bruh. Except for that one. You saw that one. You saw that one. But
Seminole.
the other ones, bruh, I had some pictures, bruh. Still got them.
And Creek tribes.
Y'all saw these pictures, though. Saw all that.
Not to exclude the many uncommonly known Indian nations of the southeast regions of America, were all affected by Jackson's malicious replication of immigration with an E. According to historical records, both the U.S. government and the Indians signed many treaties pertaining to slave liberation and the reconstruction of their livelihoods during the mid-1800s, allotting lands of approximately 40 to 250 acres to native Indians, giving off yet the most accurate answer as to why there were nearly 7,000 copper-colored Americans residing within the newly established Indian territories of Oklahoma by 1870.
Newly established 1870 peep game.
Oklahoma was considered to have the most all-black communities throughout America during that time period. These generous black communities welcomed even more freed slaves to come reside in the lands of Oklahoma, more specifically in the city of Tulsa. But many can recall the city of Tulsa as being a heavily segregated racist hellhole, having been occupied by both black and white Americans. Copper-colored people were not allowed to live amongst the whites as equals, nor patronize white businesses in the entire city of Tulsa. But that did not stop the Aborigines from flourishing on their own. Red Fork is documented as the small southwest town of Tulsa for having discovered oil and single-handedly booming the city of Tulsa.
Listen. Hold on. Go back real quick. This is important. This is what they were after.
Is documented as the small southwest town of Tulsa for having discovered oil and single-handedly booming the city of Tulsa. This happened shortly after most of the violent Indian rebellion subsided, and the Indians were forced to cede the majority of their Indian territories in Oklahoma to thousands of white non-Indian citizens that were allowed to be identified as Indians under the color of law.
See there?
In one of my previous videos called The Untold Truth about the $5 Indians, I stated that the U.S. government created a separate freedmen's list specifically designed to rule out all copper-colored Indians from receiving any newly established benefits, and land allotments.
And do you know that those freedmen lists still exist to this day, and some of y'all ancestors are on those freedmen lists? Keep in mind, those freedmen lists had nothing to do with you being freed from slavery. That's not what it was referred to. It was about separating you from being Indian, labeled as Indian by the government. If your family is on a freedmen list, most likely they Indian. You got to go further back. So if your ancestors on the freedmen list, go further back. Guarantee you're going to find within that same territory. Look, in most cases, it's within that same territory. You're going to notice that they was labeled as Indian, IN dot or IND dot on the census. Guaranteed. It's not a game.
Now, shortly after that, the U.S. government listed all full-blooded indigenous aborigines of America as black or colored as their classification of race documented inside of the 1900 census.
So they flipped it. You see what I'm saying? They said, oh, let's change that again so they won't ever find out who they were. So they added on to that freedmen's list.
While simultaneously, white U.S. citizens were allowed to become identified as Indians by merely paying the Dawes Roll Commission a whopping total of just $5 for each white adult and child to be listed on the Dawes Roll. From the late 1880s to April 1st of 1902, public notices were passed around detailing that other, quote, claimants can legally make their cases for freedmen enrollment. This motion single-handedly allowed all white citizens the rights to legally cede the Indian lands of America, reparations, plus the optimized benefits having been set in stone by way of many previous U.S. and Indian treaties.
By the way, what I'm showing you right here, and you know, some of y'all are going to consider these areas teepees. When I was trying to explain to y'all in numerous videos, is that if the Indian claimed that the Indians had teepees, keep in mind those are tents. The tents are temporary. That means that they were taken off of their original territory and are transitioning into a new territory. A tent is put up for temporary purposes still to this day. They tried to make it seem like our people was living in teepees in general, and that's not the case. When you see teepees or tents, that means that was a transition happening at that time. Immigration with an E. They're moving from one location to another within the same country, meaning within the United States. Immigration with an E, not with an I. And I was getting on people to let y'all know, and there was a lot of content creators out there. Some of them didn't know what they were talking about. Our people had teepees. No, immigrants. The majority of immigrants had teepees. The people that, our people that had teepees were being moved from one location to another. Don't you ever forget that. Meanwhile, we could pull up castles, houses. We built places for us to live, but since they were moving us, forcing us out, you see what I'm saying? We had to stay stationary in some places, then the teepees will go up. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. A teepee is not indigenous to, well, maybe the term. I'll say the term teepee is, but not what, okay, that wasn't our houses. That wasn't what we were staying in, okay? On, like as far as this is our residence here. All of us have teepees. It didn't work like that. Or we were staying in huts and stuff like that. No, it's a temporary tent. Temporary tent. All right?
Multiple public schools and all other industrialized institutions are keeping this open secret in the dark for obvious reasons. There were 2 Caucasoid physicians that were credited with the discovery of the oil in Red Fork. The oil was discovered on Creek Indian Territory in Oklahoma, but by the way of the $5 Indian enrollment aftermath, the wife of Dr. J.C.W. Bland, Sue Bland, was awarded with Indian land allotments, and it just so happened to be located on the acres she owned. Dr. Fred Clinton and Sue's husband, Dr. Bland, produced Tulsa's very first oil well on June 25, 1901, rapidly thriving the city's wealth, with bank deposits totaling just over $65 million, according to historical records of 1920. Keep that in mind.
Right.
Of course, black people did not benefit from this at all. In fact, due to the overwhelming amounts of racism and segregation, they developed their own completely separate business district and community, which also became prosperous and legendary. The circulation of the black dollar within their own community helped with producing forms of mental stimulation, innovating self-pride, self-sufficiency, and self-determination amongst all black Americans in Tulsa. The Greenwood Business District, beginning at the intersection of Greenwood Avenue and Archer Street, became so successful and vibrant that during his visit, Booker T. Washington dubbed it as the, quote, Negro Wall Street. Having their own bus line and 2 high...
All right, that's why I paused. Not, okay, listen, not Black Wall Street. It was Negro Wall Street. In fact, in one of the pictures I showed you that they wrote on the picture and said running the Negro out. Not running the blacks out. They were saying Negro at this time.
High schools, a hospital, 2 newspapers, 2 theaters, 3 drugstores, 4 hotels, a public library, and 13 churches. In addition to that, there were over 150 2- to 3-story brick commercial buildings that housed clothing and grocery stores, cafes, rooming houses, nightclubs, and a large number of professional offices hosted by black doctors, lawyers, and dentists. Tulsa's progressive black community had some of the city's most elegant brick houses and mansions in all of Oklahoma.
In all of Oklahoma. So you know them foreigners was jealous of us here.
Completely well furnished with china, fine linens, beautiful furniture, and even grand pianos.
Anybody who wishes for the good old days probably doesn't remember what the good old days were really like. Because in 1921, the nation suffered coast to coast from hate, discrimination, arrogance, and those were probably the underlying reasons. They manifested themselves in organizations like the Ku Klux Klan. But you can't blame the riot on 1 or 2 or 3 specific incidents. The environment is what caused it. You have to keep in mind that in 1921, the majority of the Oklahoma legislature were Klansmen. Almost every...
Hold on. Look, I grabbed the picture. You see that say running the Negro out in Tulsa? You see, y'all see that, right? Negro, not black, Negro. Y'all see that, right? I'm just saying. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, here we go. Hold on. I'm going to bring it back up. Hold on. I'm going to come back a little bit.
Is what caused it. You have to keep in mind that in 1921, the majority of the Oklahoma legislature were Klansmen. Almost every city and county official in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, was elected with either support of the Klan or...
So y'all heard that, right? All Klan members was elected. As the
They were
politician.
Klansmen themselves. In those days, the Klan would have parades in downtown Tulsa, wearing their white sheets and their pointy little hats to fit their pointy little heads, that would last 4 to 5 hours in length. Now visualize the number of people.
Hold up. Now, some of y'all said, Dane, it wasn't called a race riot. Hold up. Here go another receipt. I'm going to let that sink in. Let me zoom in. Negro district burned during terrific battle. Tulsa race riot. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Yes, it was called the Negro Wall Street. I show you something else in this doc too. Watch.
And all these people came from Tulsa. When you had a parade in Tulsa, a lot of people come in from other counties. But you also have to remember that 1925, there were 5 million card-carrying Ku Klux Klansmen in this country. So what was going on in Tulsa was probably the same thing that was going on in an awful lot of other cities. And if the riot hadn't happened in Tulsa, it probably would have happened someplace else. The difference between Tulsa and some other city is that we know how bad it got. And where we've gone since then has been a mark of our progress. Has been a mark of our progress. Has been a mark of our progress.
When you have thousands of white men coming back from World War I, bringing back Souvenir Lewis, Spandau, and Browning submachine guns. And a variety of other weapons that they...
So that's where they got their equipment from. World War I. They were coming back from World War I, witnessing how our people were prospering. Okay?
Brought back from the battlefield. And then they can't find jobs. And
they couldn't find jobs.
Power structure within the city at that time, as was occurring in other cities, would enlist them in the Ku Klux Klan and blame their problems on Jews, African Americans, and Catholics.
Now, that may be confusing to some of y'all, that they were blaming their problems on, he said the Jews, the so-called African Americans, and the Catholics. Now, who were those people? Remember, I went over this to let y'all know that there was only a set group of people who were against the Catholics. Who were they? Who were they called? Come on, chat, real quick. Remember, I told you the history. Nah, the Jews and the Catholics are one and the same. All right, hold on. Okay, besides them, who is the group that I'm referring to that will be against the Catholics? The Protestants. That's right. Right, Puritans. That's correct. Right. Exactly. I'm proud of y'all. I'm so fucking proud of y'all. Okay. All right.
It was a simple answer to a complex problem for simple people. Meanwhile, they could stand in downtown Tulsa and look at the mansions.
Listen, stand in downtown Tulsa and look at the mansions
in Little Africa.
In Little Africa.
In the Black Wall Street.
In the Black Wall Street. Nah. Y'all not ready. I'm ending the stream right there. I'm ending the stream right there. I'm just playing. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just playing. Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
And seethe.
During the early morning of May 31st, 1921, a 19-year-old young black professional by the name of Dick Rowland worked as a shoe shiner in the downtown area of Tulsa. There were no restroom facilities where he performed his duties. so Rowland had permission to use the restroom located on the top floor of the nearest building. Of course, he had to use the manually operated elevator to reach the top floor. And according to all statements made by...
Hold on, I'm gonna go back. Listen, I'm telling y'all what happened. I'm telling y'all what started it, what they allegedly trying to say started it, okay? I'm gonna come back. I want y'all to hear this from the top. Young guy, okay? Young guy, listen to the story.
1921. A 19-year-old young black professional by the name of Dick Rowland.
Oh, so Dick Rowland, 19 years old.
Worked as a shoe shiner in the downtown area of Tulsa. There were no restroom facilities where he performed his duties, so Rowland had permission to use the restroom located on the top floor of the nearest building. Of course, he had to use the manually operated elevator to reach the top floor. And according to all statements made by Black American survivors during this time period, it was very likely that Rowland had his head down while riding the elevator, like most black people did during those times of segregation. In the early 1990s, Tulsa riot survivor, 93-year-old Jimmy Lilly Franklin stated the details as, quote, "He was a shoe shine boy. When he stepped onto the elevator, that elevator was not quite aligned with the floor, so he tripped and he fell and grabbed the little 18-year-old white girl who was the elevator operator. And the people who were standing there getting off of the elevator or waiting to get on the elevator said that he had attacked her."
Let that sink in. I don't know if Miss Lily is still with us, but let that part sink in. Yes, they lied.
Dick Rowland was arrested at approximately 10 a.m. that same morning. And then later on in the afternoon, a white-owned and operated newspaper company called the Tulsa Tribune wrote an article detailing what happened.
Look at the article. I'm putting it up. Notice how they said Negro. Attack a girl on an elevator. Not black. When I was putting out this content back then, I wasn't trying to give y'all the reason why we shouldn't be using the term black until I put more information out. So I could always bring you back to that to refer to it. So at this time, you're going to hear me use those politically correct terms in order to get people's attention. So you can understand where I'm coming from. We're talking about us.
But they stated many false information and details in order to provoke yet another lynching.
Okay, so that was posted in the newspaper in order to get them white folks upset. They did this a lot, though. I even caught Washington Post doing this, too. And I talked about that in another documentary. I'm not going to change the subject, but they always try to publish stories like Nat Turner. Uh-oh. I don't play when it come to this. How you think I'm gonna be right with this and wrong about Nat Turner? And I showed you the Richmond wig when they created his story in the Richmond wig. Showed you. And they made that shit up. I'm telling you, bruh. Y'all think I'm playing. I showed you that. I swear to God, if my complexion was, if I was pale, man, okay.
In fact, at the end of the article, it stated, quote, "It looks like there will be another lynching in Tulsa tonight." This yellow journalism went as far as naming Dick Rowland as Diamond Dick, stating that he attempted to attack a poor young white orphan girl who worked as an elevator operator to pay her way through college. The article also stated that she had scratches on her hands and face. The official background of this young girl did come out to the public after further investigation, confirming that she had no scratches anywhere on her body and she was in fact not an orphan. She just recently deserted her husband in Kansas City, and she was served with divorce papers in Tulsa just 2 months prior to this incident. But unfortunately, this news was released too late.
And she was 18. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they say she was 18 or 19? Just divorced her husband? Ran to Tulsa? Put it together.
The Tulsa Tribune newspaper company played a major role.
Stop. Arrest young nigga. Oh, stop, bruh. I'm going to rub it in their faces. They think I'm playing. Oh, they say she was 17. Okay, 17.
To this incident. But unfortunately, this news was released too late. The Tulsa Tribune newspaper
think I don't got this shit?
Company played
arrest of young Negro. Statutory charge. Look how they tried to frame him. They was framing him.
A major role of the hundreds of lynchings of black people in the city of Tulsa and all across Oklahoma.
I still got all
of these newspapers. It was the main go-to source for local and national news during that time period. Instigating, fibbing, and provoking a murder of an innocent black human being due to the malicious efforts of yellow journalism were their derogative tactics to sell more newspapers than anybody in Oklahoma.
I still have every single newspaper that I just showed you. I still got them right now. I just showed you one of them just like 5-10 minutes ago. I'm not playing.
There were talks that a lynching would happen that day of May 31st. And later on that evening, thousands of Klansmen were escorted by a mob of white police officers of other counties in Oklahoma to the county jail, demanding Rowland's release so they could take justice into their own hands. During this time period, it was not illegal to lynch any black people. Hundreds of other lynchings happened previously throughout all of Oklahoma. But this time, many of the black male citizens of the Greenwood District took a stand. They gathered their heavily high-powered weapons and met with the white mob that outnumbered them outside of the county jail. Shortly after a few harsh words exchanged, calamitous events resulted in multiple casualties of black men. Those that could have survived did not receive any medical attention due to the white mob preventing the paramedics from
Damn, I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
Rescuing them, so they bled to death. The violence did not stop there. I actually showed you one of them.
So I have pictures. Hold on, I gotta skip up because this is gonna be too much. Wait a minute, I gotta skip up. That's a little too much. I went, Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I can't play with that. That part right there is violent. Hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on, let me come up a little bit. I'm showing you the bodies. 1 second. Yeah, see, I was radical back then. Hold up. I can't show you that body. Let me come up a tad bit because I zoomed in and everything. Yeah, I got pictures and videos. I'm not playing. When I research something, what's wrong with that? Stop playing, bro. How you gonna ask that question? We on YouTube. Are you serious? I had to come up, okay? I had to come up. I gotta skip that. They're gonna have a problem with that.
Removed. Mobs of armed whites were looting the businesses and the houses of the middle-class black citizens of Greenwood, taking money, clothes, furniture, and anything else that they thought was of value. Mostly all of these things they never had before due to the poor conditions of their own communities. Once they were done looting one place, they'll set it on fire. This was all done out of complete greed and jealousy towards the wealthier black citizens of Tulsa. Martial law was then declared around 11 a.m. on July 1st, and the National Guard of Oklahoma arrived into town by train heavily armed and shooting any black person at will.
They were going, they did not care. Young or old, they was trying to knock everybody up. Y'all gotta understand, this is the real deal. This is what really happened.
Multiple cars full of white mobsters and militants came flying into Greenwood. These cars had machine guns strapped to them.
Look at that machine gun. Look. Look. Oh, when they just came back from World War I, all of their heavy artillery, they were able to take it back home, y'all. They were able to take it back home with them. So the KKK said, oh, let's enlist them. Let's enlist them soldiers into the KKK. They had all of that shit, y'all. See, this the shit they not gonna tell you.
Emptying hundreds of rounds of heavy ammunition into many business buildings and beautiful homes of the black citizens in the Greenwood district. And speaking of flying into Greenwood,
look,
these militants also bombed the houses and buildings by planes.
Now ask me how I got this footage. Freedom of information request. Don't ask me who took it. I'm going to tell you right now, they took it. The government took these pictures. They took the images. They took the footage. They were recording this shit. Just like how they recorded the assassination of Martin Luther King, the assassination of Malcolm X. On camera.
Immediately increasing the death toll to well over 6,000 innocent black Americans. Some of them were asleep and didn't have a clue. Others fought back but were immediately met by machine gun fire.
Keep in mind, this was late at night. A lot of people were asleep when they started this. When they started this part. Damn, where's the Malcolm X video? There's a documentary out right now where another brother from DC, keep in mind I'm from DC, another brother from DC actually took my advice and went down and put a freedom of information request in that thing, came out with a documentary, and I believe it's on Amazon on Malcolm X's assassination. Okay, y'all need to go see that. Like when they showed y'all, they would say, get your hand out my pocket. That part was real. The entire thing was recorded. They had multiple cameras there. Multiple cameras. It's on Netflix? Okay, yeah. Okay, it's called Who Killed Malcolm X? Y'all gotta go see that. He did an amazing job. Now, of course, they clipped out that part where he got hit, but you get to see the two niggas stand up. You get to see everybody was in the audience. Okay? But I can't show the footage, but I have the footage. That's the one where I know who it was. We all know who it was. The people that killed him are dead now, though. He tracked them down in his dock as well. He was trying to go to the last person that was still alive, and then he died right before he got to him to interview him. Okay? But that footage is, you can get that right now. You can get that. Now, they may charge you. You just got to be ready to pay for that. They're going to charge you for that. Even though you say freedom of information request is free, not in all cases. Take it from me. Not in all cases. They're going to charge you for this.
And most took off running outside of the district, holding small infants, toddlers, and teenagers, while the sounds of bombs and heavy ammunition rang in their ears, overpowering the cries of their younger children while managing to make it at the hill, as survivors described it. But well more than half were executed before reaching the train tracks for safety. According to records held by way of the Information Act.
Here we go. You heard what I said? Held by the Information Act. I'm putting it back on the government. I'm telling you where I got my shit from. These niggas out here on YouTube ain't doing what I'm doing. They not putting that money up to get this research here. They not. I can guarantee you that. I know the difference.
There were members of the U.S. military, the National Guard, the Alphabet Boys, many police departments, and the KKK that were all involved from beginning to end. And to make matters worse, the black citizens were deemed at fault by the courts for all of what happened, justifying this massacre for those racist lunatics. History likes to keep this story a secret, so let's be sure that this truth gets told to the masses. For this was the American Holocaust of 1921.
All right, that's it right there. That's it. And y'all said I did this in 2018? Yeah. I should redo that. I should redo that and do that with my new microphone. Back then, I wasn't even thinking about the audio quality or none of that. Like, yeah, man. But it's different now. And then that was back then. Yeah, I was shedding tears going through that. It took me a long time to get that done. Because yeah, it was hurtful. Like when you getting all of this information and you learning about what actually happened before they started manipulating the records. Keep in mind, they still not trying to admit their wrongdoing. They still trying to put it on the people of Tulsa. But that's why I'm working hand in hand. Like, listen, something got to get done. I got the information. If they try to lie, we got that. Paperwork got the paperwork. Document after document. Newspaper after newspaper. Picture after picture. Video after video. Shit, the government got it. I'm getting it from them. So I got to use their own paperwork against them. This whole time, that's what I've been doing. This entire time I've been on YouTube. I wanna open up the panel. If y'all don't mind, I know it's late. What time is it? Do y'all wanna? Okay, let's take a vote. Let me put my glasses on. Do y'all wanna get up on the panel and talk about it? Don't make me waste my time. And y'all sounding like, dang, I just want. And y'all start whispering in my ear, put me to sleep. Don't put me to sleep, man. I'm not playing. Don't come up on this panel sounding like you about to go to sleep. I just go, and you whispering. Don't be doing that. So I don't even gotta. All right, everybody say open up the panel. I ain't even gotta take a vote. All right, okay, I'm about to open up the panel. Hold up, I'm about to open up the panel right now. Let me get everything together. I'm not playing. Don't come up in here sounding like you sleep. I can hear the pillow talking. Don't let me hear the pillow talking. Because I know it's late. Some of y'all got to go to work tomorrow. We ain't going to be too long now. We ain't going to be too long. How long we been live so far? Oh, man, we already live for, we about to be 3-4 hours now. We been live for 2 hours and 23 minutes, 24 minutes. Hold up, I'm getting everything set on my side, y'all. I'm doing it right now as we speak. You work in the morning? Look, my bad, y'all. Keep in mind, I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep it up. But I know some of y'all would love to come on the panel. We had this discussion about this particular topic. I wouldn't mind that at all. I want to hear your take on it. I want to hear your side on it. Some solutions, that would be great. Who was that? Somebody, Deshaun. Actually, I want to hear, hopefully you can come up on the panel. I want to hear your side, Deshaun. I want to hear what you're referring to. I got, my ears open. Let me hear what's going on. Hold up, I'm opening. Damn, why is Discord not opening? Wait a minute. I didn't click that thing 3 times. Okay, okay, finally. All right, here we go. So I got it open. Let me make sure I got all the audios together. All right, now I'm not saying that you got to cut your camera on, but just be mindful of what you're talking about. Before you come up here, just know that I am on YouTube. I would like to keep my channel, okay? They are very strict about talking about the WEJ, okay? The small hats, all right? You have to be mindful of the choice words that you're using when you're up on the panel live on my YouTube. Just know that, okay? I'm not trying to say that you gotta censor yourself, but you're gonna have to censor yourself in a way when it comes to that, all right? Do it out of respect for me. And I understand that you don't fuck with YouTube, but look, we on their platform. You understand what I'm saying? Hold up. I'm getting everything together. Okay. All right, I just started that. Blue Olivante, can y'all come up on the stage for me? So like we could do it like how we did the last time. Please. So we could do it like how we did the last time. I'm about to switch the screens right now. I think we good to go. Yep, I just went in there. Okay, so y'all just got it on y'all side. Y'all just got the notification. All right, here we go. K1, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You said, thank you, Dane. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And somebody else donated to the Cash App. Let me see who that was. Hold up. I'm about to look at it right now. It was Ken's Color Box. I appreciate that. You said drop the wisdom. I appreciate that. Hold up. Let me switch screens. Everything should be up. Yep, we good. So can y'all hear me in Discord? Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. All right, now y'all can hear me in Discord. We should be good to go. Wait a minute, I can't hear you, Blue. Say it again.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, wait a minute, let me double check to make sure the volume is up. Was y'all able to hit Blue on YouTube just now? Blue, can you say something one more time real quick so we can check audio, make sure we good?
Something one more time.
Something one more time. Did y'all hear Blue just say that on YouTube? Y'all did? Okay, we good. Somebody said no. Wait a minute, somebody said no. One person said, a couple people said.
They got an iPhone.
You said they got an iPhone?
Yeah.
All right, now, so if y'all on an iPhone and your audio ain't working, y'all might have to plug it up. You know how them iPhones do. Y'all got to plug it up into the charger. Hold on, Dane, let me run and go get my charger. Hold on. Let me run and get my charger real quick. I'm sick of this shit. But you love iPhone.
Exactly.
We tried to warn y'all iPhoneers. We tried. Y'all said it's low. All right, I brought it up. I hit the button. I brought it up. I turned it up for sure. So is it better now? Y'all heard her. Y'all probably just heard her laugh. It's probably louder now, right? Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. So if y'all inside of the chat right now, inside of the let me explain. I'm sorry. Some of y'all that want to get on the panel that are inside of the YouTube chat. If you want to get on the panel, please click the link that's inside of the chat that's going to say 13%.gg. Correction. It's going to say discord.gg/13%. Click that link. I think you got to finish the survey. Once you finish that survey, it's real quick. It's like 3 or 4 questions, security questions. Like, I'm not asking for your social security number or nothing like that. We ain't doing that. It's just real quick stuff. You got to let us know if you on Android or iPhone. which is true. But I mean, it's the same phone, y'all. We just playing around, y'all. Don't take offense to that. Some of y'all gonna be behind iPhone like they owe y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna stop messing with them iPhones. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. All right, we good to go. We could so when y'all get up in here, y'all also have to click there's a button on your cell phone where it says invite up. Oh, wait, let me double check that. Yeah.
It's a hand.
It's a hand, right? Okay. So click the hand, and then we're gonna bring y'all up one by one. We're gonna bring y'all up one by one. Now be mindful, I'm not playing. We on YouTube. Don't go all the way in on that particular topic about them small hats. You know what I'm talking about. Don't get it to the point where the algorithm can pick up what you're talking about. Be mindful of how you state your statement. Well, your statement or whatever you want to say about it. Androids worldwide, only in America. Phones is popular. Yeah, come on back in. If you need to get back in, come on back in. Absolutely, I agree. Mother Viola Fletcher, thank you for coming towards Thanksgiving. 2025 to be the topic conversation in our families to keep our heritage alive. Yeah, I appreciate that. I got the new Samsung. You said what type of phone I got? I got the new Samsung. I forgot what number it's on. I done lost count. I got the new Samsung. Samsungs, actually. All of my phones are Samsung.
You have 25.
25. I'm on the 25. Yeah, I got the Ultra. Or what is it called? The big one. I got the Ultra. Yeah, I got the Ultra one. With a case on it. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what color it is. I got a case on it. All right, so y'all ready? We good? Yeah, with the one with the pen. Yep, the one that I haven't used that yet. But yes, it come with the pen at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Y'all do too? Hey, you know what I'm saying? And you see how long our batteries be lasting. I mean, okay, I'm gonna leave it. I swear, that's the last one, iPhone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Come on, let's get back to Mother Fletcher. Come on, let's do it. So, look, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I promise, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. So let's bring up the first person. Let's talk about this discussion right here, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Mother Fletcher transcended on at 111 years old, November 24. It was yesterday technically, because we already in the next day. Well, some of y'all still on a 20, like I'm still 24, and West Coast people still 24, but East Coast people 25, and some of the South, by the way. Y'all on 25, November 25 right now. I'm ready when y'all ready. Levante, you good?
I already. Who is that? Yeah. Nega, or whatever that is. I've already invited them. They haven't accepted yet.
Okay, that's another thing. So when y'all coming up on the panel and y'all click the request to come up on the panel, y'all have to accept it on y'all side.
You have to lose a spot.
Yeah, you may have to go to the next person, but look, I'm giving them a chance just in case they didn't know. What's Dane's cash tag? What does that mean? What's cash tag?
Maybe they talking about Cash App.
Oh, my Cash App? Wait, somebody. As soon as I did that, somebody hit my Cash App. The few the realest, I honor you, my brother. From Detroit, I appreciate that, Joshua. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate that, and shout out to Detroit. I'm Dane Calloway on Cash App. Oh, there you go. They posted it in the chat just now. It's in the chat just now. I appreciate that. Wait a minute, what's the sister's name? Cali Cat. Oh, sister, how are you?
Hey, hold on 1 second. I could barely hear you. Hey, y'all.
Oh, CO, how you?
I could barely hear y'all. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. You may have to turn YouTube down because it may be a delay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. You sound good. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So yeah, no, I have to get off of YouTube because it kept freezing. So I had to choose one or the other.
Yes, you have to choose one or the other, unfortunately. But that's how it goes.
Okay, so here's the deal. Like, okay, I'm out here on the West Coast, born and raised. I'm from California, you know. But yo, first things first, let me just tell y'all this. Look, it's like this. Stuff is about to hit the fan. I don't know where y'all are at. I don't know what y'all do. But it's the tension out here. I don't care if you live in a rich area or poor area. The tension's really tight right now. But with all that said, I'm gonna get back to the video. I'm not surprised. I do know that they're very jealous of us. That's the reason why, we have luxury cars and stuff, but we're mindful of where we drive it. I try to look modest to say, because people get jealous of us. They're jealous of our what we have, our talents and stuff. It's unfortunate, but it's one of those things. Everything that they did in the past, slowly but surely, it's coming back to them. It's a process,
Yeah.
I try not to.
I agree. They will be paying for their evil wrongdoings. Absolutely, it's inevitable.
Right. But let me tell you this. This is just a side note, and it kind of ties into what you were talking about a couple days ago with the 50-year mortgage and everything. Look, it's like this out here in California. If you do not team up like these, I'm not naming where I'm at. If you're not living 10, 20 to a house, you're not going to get anything. I'm just being honest with you. The only people buying out here, and I have receipts, I have everything. We've been in the real estate business for over 40 years. My family, we do commercial and residential. I have receipts. The cartel, they're buying up property in cash. I have proof. I have receipts. Yes. And I don't know why they tell us. They tell us as if we don't do. I shouldn't talk too loud. My neighbors are, anyway. No, we have receipts. They're buying up properties in cash. They're teaming up, which is what I was trying to tell you guys. This isn't a joke. People are leaving California in droves. This isn't a game. Get your, if you're not getting your finances together, get it together, please. Do I have to leave California? No, I don't. But it's like this. It's to the point where it's like, and I like my own kind. I unfortunately grew up in an all white area, but I'm looking around and I'm taking notes. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like white guys, but we're being forced because they did this on purpose. They flooded the border on purpose. All these foreigners over here, the rich foreigners are on the coast. They did this on purpose. And now everyone that's in California, most people are leaving. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to Texas.
I see them in Texas. I see a lot of California tags in Texas.
Yeah, and that's fine. I have family out there and stuff. That's fine. But it's like, all I gotta say is stuff's about to hit the fan.
So what do you think? What do you think is well, not to speak negativity into existence, but like give me an idea of what you're referring to at that point.
Oh, I'm trying to stay on topic with the video, but this also kind of ties into what you were saying about, the mortgage and the housing market and all that stuff. I could write a book on this stuff. And I don't know why maybe because they think I'm from Oaxaca. You being around them, you pick up on Spanish. My uncle was Afro-Latino, so he spoke Spanish. So, you know what I mean? They think I'm from like Oaxaca or something. So I don't know why. I have a lot of intel on them. Look, it's like this, this shit was done on purpose. All these illegals here in California, this shit was done on purpose. They're not from here. They're not. They're living,
You don't think something like Tulsa, Oklahoma will happen again in California? Or you don't think that's on the horizon or nothing like that, right?
No, it's different. It's not going to be like that. What
Like
was,
not to the point where they dropping, bombs on the people, but they are trying to force them out though. Like gentrification in a way.
No, what they're doing is this. So they're flooding these people, and even with the ice raids, let me tell you, these people, they're still here. They're still here. So what they're doing is they're flooding these, what they're doing is they're flooding these immigrants over here. It's not just Hispanics, it's Asians too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Asians, especially up in the Bay Area. A lot of them are illegal. And these H-1 visa Indians, they just bought a house next door to me in cash. They're from LA. And I was like, all right. They rented it out to some white people that I went to high school with. Come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no offense to my people. It's like this. If you're not
but the
teaming
Hindus
up
have to pay a particular tax at the end of the year. That's why the Hindus are doing that. They getting taxed differently. I'm going to be getting into that soon. But yeah, I mean, I understand why they trying to get something really quickly and rent it out, because they gotta pay a particular fee or they would get sent back home. I am going to bring that up here shortly.
Yeah, they're starting to take over out here too. I thought it was weird. They bought the house next door to me, but it's like this. I'm not trying to go on a tangent. I'm not trying to go on a rant. For those of us token quote unquote black people that grew up in white areas, especially out here on the West Coast, we're like the last man standing. We're not trying to leave out of state. If we have to, we will, but it's not for economic reasons. But I say this with all sincerity, y'all, please wake up. If you're shopping this Black Friday, you stick to small, and I do mean small budget. If you don't own real estate, please buy some real estate. I'm not trying to product push you. Just find a black real estate agent. Please. Do not, so stick with our community. Find a black real estate agent. Please buy some real estate. There is, contrary to popular belief, there is affordable real estate out in California. It may not be where you like it, but you can't afford some real estate out here. There is some, okay? And that's all. That's really all I got to say. But y'all, please wake up. You got to team up. They're teaming up, and this was done on purpose. And what they did with Tulsa and stuff, it's going to get back to them. It already is. They're starting to have quote unquote half breed. They call them children and their families. Get it? It's coming back to them. You just got to be mindful. It's coming back. It's coming back. I'm already awake. It took me a while. I believe that whole Africa slave ship thing, and I was treated as such growing up, And you got to give us time and patience. People are waking up. We really are. And
it is. It's happening on a daily basis. I've been patient with my people. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been patient.
Yeah. Please be patient. Quote unquote, I don't like the term, but they call them mixed people half-breeds. You got to give them time too. Please be patient with them, because a lot of them grew up with their white side.
And they don't know.
Please be patient. They don't know. I have a quote unquote one in my family. She's actually on the reservation. I can't give too much detail. Her mama was a $5 Indian, so you got to give her time. She's going to find out it was actually in reverse, and that's going to be a little difficult for her. But please be patient. But with these ice raids out here and stuff's about to hit the fan. That's all I gotta say,
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get back on YouTube. Go ahead, call somebody else up. I'll be watching. And I'll talk to you later. But please buy some real estate, y'all. Like, stop buying Jordans. Please buy some real estate.
I agree.
Please. It could be piece of land. Just buy something. All right. I'll see y'all on YouTube.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. See y'all. Bye.
Righto. That's good. That's pretty good advice, I would say. As far as ownership is concerned, definitely buy land, buy property. You will want that, up under your belt for sure. I agree. And I think what she was alluding to there is because of all of these foreigners coming over here grabbing stuff. Now, she also mentioned that it was the cartel that she was referring to buying it in cash. The Hindus are coming over with loans already in cash buying houses. I know this for a fact because I see them out here in Texas. Okay. I ain't gonna get into too far to that, but yeah, they're trying to shift the dynamic. but we have to stay on top of that part right there. Ownership is the key. But yeah, as far as like some houses that you may not like, another thing that she said, there's still affordable housing out there. You may have to deal with some HOA depending on the situation, but you know, they said that it went up 50% back in 2020. The housing market went up by 50% in 2020. So some things will be affordable. I mean, is it, you know, pricey? It shouldn't be priced that way. Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be priced that way. But that's the way it is right now. And of course, they're giving a handout to the foreigners that are coming over here, you know, making it seem like they can afford it. And they just got here, just got their feet wet at whatever job they just picked up when they came on this side. But yeah, I mean, she's probably seeing a dynamic shift. That's what she's referring to. And the fact that she grew up in when that, you know, that neighborhood, they probably have a plan together, you know, and putting it in motion. Our people need to have these plans in motion and I'm talking about right now, yesterday, okay, and make it our realities, manifest the communities that we had previously. Keep in mind, Tulsa, Oklahoma was a community where we were prospering. We had the mansions. Y'all heard that? Even that white guy admitted that they had mansions. Those people, those soldiers that were coming back from World War I saw that our people were and let me just repeat that. Mansions in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, Greenwood District is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I done proved multiple times that our people were prospering back then. And keep in mind, this was just years after slavery. And even during slavery. Our people had it. We were the biggest capitalists of this society. But now that they're bringing in, you know, they're flooding the borders, like she said, with more and more foreigners, people are buying up stuff. And our people are not interested in buying up the stuff that we need, which will be land, housing, buildings. Our people focusing on Jordans, like she said, to go back to her example. You know, it's time to change that. They shifting the dynamic in their favor. We need to be doing that for us. All right, let me also mention really quick. Shout out to Dean Smith. Thank you for the Cash App. You said for the Nietzsche family. I appreciate that, Dean. And shout out to Winford for the Cash App as well. You said just for donation. I appreciate that, Winford. I appreciate that, brothers. Thank y'all. Let me see the next person. Let me see. Levante, you good, right? He there? He probably on. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. Good. You good? Okay. Yeah. All right. We have G7. OCO G7, how you?
OCO.
What's your take on all of this?
Man, it's crazy because I know I talked to you in private a few times, and I was discussing how I actually tapped in with you back in about 2018. So you put up these videos, and like I remember when I was seeing them too, and I got this way of thinking now to where like I'm in such a healthy space, operating out of my heart space now, and it's like when you recall that, it's almost like I can flash back to being there, and obviously I'm not there, but I can feel like the tension and the sadness and the fear of everybody that was going through those bombings and everything at that time. It's like I was there. I can feel myself waking up to those situations and not knowing what to do, and just feel like I was one of them there. It hits me so hard when I flash back to it. At least when I originally saw it back in 2018 when you had posted it. It hits me so different now. But I was going to speak on the California, people moving out of California. I definitely noticed a lot of people doing that same kind of movement and purchasing a lot of land and housing out here in the Midwest as well. They actually bought it in advance. They put cameras on the houses and didn't even move into the town until like a year or two later. They'd be like living across the street from places that my family purchased as well. So they're definitely going all across the country in terms of their purchases and things like that. And I definitely been noticing that a lot more heavy in my city, at least more so in the Midwest. It's been very chaotic in that regard, because I know they definitely, like you said, they be 10, 20 deep in the houses. And I'm seeing it in real time. And it was very surprising, but at the same time, I mean, knowing what it is, knowing what we had prior to it, it's definitely a land grabbing situation once again.
Absolutely. That's what we got to prevent.
Yes, 100%. So that's why I'm just trying to put energy into the world that's going to be productive for the ones that might feel lost right now, and operate in more dense energies and try to pull them out of that, from my perspective, and what I do, like do TikTok and things of that nature, just to try to uplift the ones that might just feel lost and not know what to do right now, at least to give them 1 or 2 or 3 steps in the right direction, and to know, as long as you put yourself in the right headspace and double down on what you know is right. I mean, especially double down on your finances and things of that nature. I know it'll be better overall as long as we can put our mental in the right headspace, and then we can put our motivation and our focuses on what needs to be done.
What do you think about ownership?
It's definitely critical, and like the sister was saying beforehand, like it's a lot of people investing in the wrong things, and it's very minuscule. And what we need to put our focus on is definitely needs to be a lot more purchasing of the land and things like that, and then using the government against themselves when it comes to the benefits that we can get. We just got to know the routes and go within fellow needs to get those purchases done, at least to get those options available. They gave us limited options, obviously, but we can abuse theirs as well to use them in our favor too.
Yep.
So I definitely feel as long as we can come together in that regard, it will be good, and we can be better and build like we were before. It's just the fact that somebody was still here, that went through that and survived that. I can feel what they went through, and it's so heavy on us. It's so heavy. Like the stories she could tell, I'm already knowing it's so powerful. If I could just sit down with her, I would love that so much. And I feel like if a lot of people could at least sit down and absorb her perspective as well, knowing that she lived it, it could be so detrimental to our people to help us move in the right direction, at least bring us together even more so, and we can drift away and fall back on the materialistic mindsets and things of that nature, and move into a better space like we were previously.
We got to make it the trending topic. We got to set the trends. Our people have done it already. It's the reason why TikTok jumped off. It's the reason why Instagram jumped off, Facebook. We could go back, but even cars, Cadillac, Mercedes, a lot of those people, became who they are today because of our people in the past or here recently, as far as TikTok is concerned, because we're trendsetters. As long as we set the trends the right way and they had the right mindset, like how you say it, or focusing on or honing in on what they need to do for their own people, versus trying to do it for everybody else or showing off for somebody online, things have changed rapidly in favor of our own, because these foreigners ain't waiting. They not. They really not. They buying it up. I'm seeing it on a daily basis. But I think it's and you said you on TikTok. So if you and I, for example, continuously mention that there is a sense of urgency that we need to change the mindset of our people in that direction for our people to prosper, hopefully that becomes a trending topic. If you don't mind, shout out your TikTok.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm already locked in with the name as well. As you see right here, that's what I am, G7 Peace. You tap in with me. I mean, that's really what I promote. I'm really on the motivational, spiritual, and affirmational style posting and things of that nature. And then as well as, a little bit of genealogy now that I'm trying to figure out more of my past, because, in terms of my family, because I know my father's side, I really don't know much about, and being a Turner and then hearing a lot of prolific Turners of the past, I'm like, man, let me find out. I'm tapped in with certain ones I have no clue about. Might be my great granddad or something.
Turner's been around. Turner's definitely been around for a minute.
And I have no clue on my father's end of that. So I know the more I dive into that, I'll get a lot of understanding, and maybe it'll make me understand way more why I move the way I move now, and why my perspective is in a healthier headspace, at least when I want to do something, not just for me, but for my people as a whole. So definitely. Absolutely. If you tap in with me, I'm on the same energy on TikTok. So G7 Peace, man. Tap in with me and you'll feel the energy, and I tag you a lot, OG. I definitely tag you a lot. So I mean,
on TikTok, I'm gonna get on TikTok. I haven't been on there. I gotta admit, I haven't been on there. I'm gonna get on it. I'm definitely gonna make sure that I'm on TikTok heavy, even with the live streams. I'm gonna get on there. I appreciate you tagging me still, though. Still tag me so I can see it.
Yeah, I got you, because I definitely did one of the Need You Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of coming from how my family has moved and the history I'm learning about my mom's grandfather's past, in terms of how he had his own acreage, how he fought in the war on the Confederate side, came home, had his own 40 acres, things of that nature, had one of every animal. I'm just like, ain't no way he had all this, and I had no clue about it.
Is it within the family now?
Yep, to my knowledge.
Okay, good.
But I know as I did more research on it, they were kind of
hesitant
we had that
about
great
talking about
migration
it?
that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of the great migration that we had about it, and we went from like down there because he ended up hurting himself while working in the mills because he went to the war, came back, started working in what was it? A lot of the what are they called? Like big warehouses and things like that nature. Ended up stepping on a nail, never went to go get it fixed, and then transcended from gangrene and things like that. So then after that, they started to just slowly take his land, and then my family kind of went through their migration from Tennessee and up to Chicago, and then here in the Midwest. So and then it's just kind of been that. So I know there's unclaimed lands that I know they even take care of the housing and things like that over there. They know that people ain't living there, but they still, even the people that live there, take care of those areas, manicuring the yards and things like that. But they don't mess with it because they know whose it is, and they know at any point in time, if I do my due diligence, I can come pick that back up.
You can come pick it right back up. That's right. All our people got to do is claim it. Same thing with their pictures too. I've been getting on people about our pictures, our family members' pictures floating around unclaimed.
Yeah, because I have a lot of military men on my father's side, my mom's father's side, and come to find out they all went to the wars, came back, became policemen. I'm like, well, where were they policing? What side of wars were they on? You know what I'm saying? I'm knowing it was for our people. I'm already knowing, like, there's no question. But, you know, when they got that disconnect from me and all the, my mom's fathers and the men of her side are just separate from us to my generations now and after me, I do my due diligence right now because there's a huge separation, and I feel like as I look into it, I really have to go to the counties themselves, personally, to really get more information. And I know that's what the big struggle is, you know, just the migration to get back down there to do my due diligence and claim what's rightfully mine.
Hey, you on the right path though. That's the right way of thinking because that's exactly what's necessary in order for you to grab the proper records, have the right documentation in front of you. Can't nobody take that from you. But you're right, the county records are very important. They're essential when it comes to genealogy. I'm glad you have that right mindset. That's good. That's very good.
Definitely.
I appreciate that, brother.
So, Wado, everybody.
Wado G7. Absolutely. His name is G7 Peace on TikTok, y'all. Follow him follow y'all brothers and sisters on TikTok, y'all. I don't have no problem with y'all shouting that out. Instagram, long as you ain't doing no BBLing and listen, don't be doing nothing, okay? That's downgrading our people now. All right, let me, you gotta say, okay, what's her name?
Damn, how do I get this?
Silver Star, OCO Silver Star, how you?
Give me 1 second, the darn sound.
You don't have sound?
Give me 1 second because first you were on speaker, then when I accepted, it went off a speaker. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think I have it, Brother Dane.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Throw your screen. Change auto output speaker.
Right.
Brother Dane, can you see me?
Yeah. You said, can I what now?
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you.
And can you hear? I'm getting ready for bed, so before anybody comes for me, okay?
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You kind of breaking up though. Your signal kind of is kind of breaking up.
What about now? Let me unplug and just move around because I'm kind of like by the mountains. I'm telling you, Brother Dane, if I was watching cat videos, it would be crystal clear. Every time I start watching you, they start messing with me.
Oh man, yeah, because it's pausing. It's doing a lot of, okay, there you go. You came back in. It is. I think you're good now. I believe you're good now. You're in a good area.
All right, Brother Dane, I just want to tell you that I just really love what you're doing. I've been listening for a minute, okay? And I had made that comment about precedent law, and you asked me for clarification.
Oh, that's you. Yes. Okay, let me hear that. I'm waiting for that. Yes.
Ask me. Okay. I am not pretending to be an attorney, so before any jive turkeys come from me. I'm not saying that I'm an attorney. I'm just a regular, needy woman that knows who she is.
You got the floor. I want to hear this for sure.
All right. There's a Latin term. It's pronounced stare decisis. I love Latin, and I never knew why. Like when I was a little girl, I used to stare at the dictionary, and I love Latin. I never knew why, but when I was like maybe in my early 20s, it was a long time ago, I learned that Europeans had hired a Niji scribe to create Latin for them. Okay, so that's us. Latin is us. Okay, so there's this Latin term pronounced stare decisis, and it's the literal translation is the literal translation of that is just means to stand by things decided. Okay.
Okay.
Precedent law, like the way that it works, it's a guiding principle that, like, when a new case comes up, the judge will look for previous cases with similar patterns and facts and legal questions. Okay. So, our legal system is based on precedent law. Okay, like they have to follow the decisions of previous cases. I did it. Yeah, that's them, Dane. I'm telling you, I know I'm on that FBI list, okay? Because I know too much. But what about now? So, precedent law is a legal principle that the judges, they're not just doing whatever they want. I know it seems like that so much of the time. They're supposed to be following decisions of previous cases that are similar, right? That are similar legal issues when they make their new rulings.
Mm-hmm.
So the law is set up that way so that there's consistency and predictability and stability in our law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So especially if it's from the higher courts. So that's why, going back to my comment, I said that all we need is one ruling in our favor against one of the many, the thousands, the tens of thousands of corporations that are still here in America right now that have benefited from disenfranchising us, right? Just one case.
Wait a minute. So are you saying one corporation to handle that or to sue? Like, okay, so what does the one corporation of, is it going to be on our side to fight for us? Can you explain that one corporation? Okay.
Right. The first, all we need is that first case, that first ruling in our favor against one of these corporations that's still standing.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I love going after the insurance companies, Dane.
Yes.
Because insurance companies may be the richest institution in America, right?
Yep.
So I like looking at, say, Aetna, MetLife, the companies that
Fannie Mae
got their start.
Yep.
Fannie Mae, that got their start off of the policies for the sharecroppers, right? We were never slaves. Okay, so I'm not going to say slave.
Talk to
for the unpaid labor of share. We were never slaves, people. They're lying to you. What they did was they used us to teach them how to grow food here, because the Irish didn't know how to grow food. They were starving. Okay.
Yes.
We knew how to grow food. We knew how to tend to the land. So they used us. Then they stole our land.
Oh man, they breaking up your connection again. Your connection is breaking up.
Oh, Dane, if I was watching cat videos, it would be easy peasy. No, it would be smooth sailing. That's the FBI, man. Okay, so what did you hear last?
It was right at that part where you were referring to the sharecropping.
Okay, right. We were never slaves. Okay. I know we were never slaves because the people in my family live a very, very long time, and I have a memory like an elephant, right? So I can remember the stories that my great-grandparents told me when I was, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, right? For example, my family on my paternal great-great-grandmother came across the Mississippi from Haiti, right? Long before the Louisiana Purchase, right? We predate the Louisiana Purchase. And my people on that side, they married with Chapatuta, right? Chapatuta, they were never acknowledged by I get so angry. What do they call those damn people? The nickel Indians that all got together and cut all the Nijis out? They
The
call them
$5 Indians?
The $5, some kind of council they got. You know what I'm talking about. They cut all the real Indians out, right? Of their council. But my people are from the real Indians, right? The real Indians are the Niji, right? We were classified. First we were Indians, then we were Negroes, then we were colored, then black, now African American.
Before black, but you're right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I shoot them down. I let people know I'm not African American. Okay,
That's right.
I'm not owning that. I'm not accepting that. I don't look like African people. I don't have the spirit of an African person, because African people are whipped. Come on, man. I'm not African. Fiji. I have a warrior spirit, the spirit of a warrior. Okay? African people are meek. We don't have the same spirit, so I know that's not my people. Okay? But
that's deep.
What I wanted to say was that, okay, we were never slaves, so reparations is not about slavery. It's about all of the other things. So on my paternal side, they had all their land taken away from them. They were ran off the land. The men in the family killed, and my paternal great-grandmother was ran off of that land, and there was a mass exodus. They all went to Chicago. So that's where I was born, in Chicago, right? None of my people are from Africa. Right, none of my people are from Africa. Nobody listening. You're not African. This is your land. They don't want you to know that. They want you to give up on what's on your birthright.
You're right.
Okay?
Right. They want to give it your birthright. They want you to give it your birthright. That's right.
The Chinese been took over Africa. You don't want to go there. Okay, and those people are meek. Okay? You want to stay here and fight for your birthright, for what's yours. Okay? And half of that is just simply knowing who you are. So getting back to the question that you asked me, Brother Dane, the precedent law, the reason why that's so important is because I firmly believe that we can use the law to our advantage. But we just need to get our foot in the door. We just need one ruling of one of the many cases that we have of them harming us for their financial gain. Like, for example, the crack epidemic, or the war on drugs, with them bringing all the guns.
That's right.
The ghettos.
And hold them responsible for that.
Right. Coca leaves don't grow in this country. Okay. and no Niji owns Smith and Wesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just need to win one lawsuit against one of these corporations that disenfranchised us for their gain. Like, say, for example, like I said, something like the crack epidemic. That's something that can be proven that it occurred. We can show our damages, and there should be we should receive monies for that, for the crack epidemic, because they did that to us, right?
That's a good idea.
Once we have a ruling in the favor of our people for a case that is similar to that in fact, and the facts, like I said, with them harming us and gaining financially from it, then we can go after the insurance companies.
Okay.
So we have 65,000 Black Niji attorneys here in the U.S. I know you know a lot of people. I know that we can get that. I know we can do it. The last caller, the one before last, spoke about all of the mulattoes. I know that we got somebody that can bring and win those cases. And when
I agree.
we
got
that
lawyers.
First one,
We do got lawyers. We do.
When the next cases are going to be built on those, like stepping stones. And that's what precedent law is about.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Does that make sense, Preston?
Let me, yes. And let me ask you this. So do you have like a, maybe you did like an outline of like an idea, like maybe you had the steps there. Of course I understand the steps right there. That was a given, but maybe you had some other thoughts that you wrote down. I'm just saying, maybe you wrote some things down. Did you? I'm just asking.
I've taken a lot of notes. Taken a lot of notes. Yes, I have. I have written down
you
a
know
lot
I'm
of
nosy,
things.
right? And I'm gonna ask you, if you don't mind, can you share it with me?
Yeah, I will. We bought a house in February, and we downsized, and a lot of stuff. All of my volumes, all of my notes, because I just have a lot of logbook, and I just write. So I don't have all that like right in front of me now, but
no, I'm not asking like right now. I'm definitely not right now. In fact, I'm about to give you my email so we can. Okay.
But I touched on things like the Tuskegee experience,
I was
things
just thinking
that
about
they've admitted to. Things that they've admitted to. All we have to do, we can start with things that they've openly admitted to.
Yes, I agree.
This monster, the father of gynecology, right? I don't remember his name. I don't really remember demons' names. They're not important to me. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
The demon who sterilized. Because they admitted to that.
They did.
So we can start with things that they admitted to, and then we can make
the syphilis pandemic too. We can hit them.
That's right. That's right. We can work our way up to those insurance companies. And once we get the insurance company, we'll have more than enough resources, more than enough wealth. Right.
I love the way you're thinking. Do you mind, if you don't mind, sister, how can I ask you your age? Like a roundabout. You don't got to give me exact.
That's fine. I am born in 1970.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. So, Blue, what's the email again? I'm sorry, I forgot that email. For info, is it info? What Blue at? Wait a minute.
It's book at DaneMakeYouThink.com. I'm sorry, Gmail.
No, it's not Gmail.
Okay, so
no.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it.
No. The DaneMakeYouThink.com ones. There's multiple ones, but the one where they contacting us with that information and we going back and forth, it can't be book. I thought it was it wasn't info
for the lawyers.
Right.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Was it info or contact?
I'll put it in the chat. It's not info
She
or
can
contact.
say it because I'm not looking at the chat. I'm
13% entries.
Wait. Start up 13%, just 13, and then write out the word percent, sister.
It's the number 13. Write out the word percent entries.
ENTRIES.
Yes, ma'am. At gmail.com.
Okay, what you want me to send there, Dane?
I want to be nosy. I just want to read some notes, and then we can keep in contact. And because I love the way you thinking, I would love to have you on board with certain, or like, I don't want to say too much because we live on YouTube, but I want to have you around when we're going for what you're talking about.
That sounds wonderful. If I could just add on to that.
Sure.
Right now, I'm tired of seeing these other people, I'm sorry, Dane, I'm angry, these musty ass people coming over here, getting ahead of us like that, man. It's enraging me. It's infuriating me, okay? These people don't even know how to put soap to some water. And their life is better than ours, man. What the hell? So, what our people need to do, get away from these darn luxury cars. Who cares? Who gives it? I'm telling you, if you could be walking. If you take a woman to a house that's yours, she dropping panties, okay? If you got a house right now, you can have any beautiful woman you want. To hell with all the cars, to hell with the jewelry, to hell with all of the flossing. Let's just get back to basic. Just buy something, and I'm let you know before I finish. You can roll up real easy. They call it rolling your equity. Just start with anything, even if it's a falling down shack, because you can, after 2 years, you can sell that and move up into something a little bit nicer. Then you can sell that and move up into something a little bit nicer.
That's true.
Who cares what it looks like? Just get your name on anything, even if it's a hole in the wall. And all the veterans out there, I just want them to know you can buy a 3-plex or a 6-plex with your VA loan and put nothing down if you're going to live in it.
That's true.
So you can
can't
buy
use your
that
loans.
3-plex.
Yes, I've been telling people that. Yes, the veterans can do that.
You
That is
don't
absolutely
need any
correct.
money. You don't really need money to do it. All you need is the mindset. Please, people, please stop flossing. Who cares? I'm telling you, if you really want to impress somebody, buy something. That's impressive. Then I'm done.
I love her spirit.
And I love y'all. I love my people. I want y'all to know I love y'all. There's a reason why all of this is happening. Because of your greatness, your spirituality, your love that you have, your ability, your creativity. You can do anything and run circles around all of these musty, inbred, man, these people have been married. They the result of cousins marrying each other for hundreds of years. These people, something's wrong with them. You know that cousins marrying for hundreds of years ain't gonna turn out right. That's not the way the Creator developed us. These people are horrendous, and the fact they can come over, like I said, still stinking, and their life is better than ours. That is really making me sad. I mean, I am so upset about this. We can do so much better. I'm telling you.
We can, and we will.
Stay out the club. Who cares? Stay out the club. Just put your head down and just own something. Anything. And remember, you can roll up later to something better, right? Even if you sign a 50-year mortgage, who cares? Because guess what? You can sell it after 2 years and take the equity. You're never going to have no equity renting. Okay. It don't matter what the paper is. The paper don't stop you from selling. Okay. So who cares if it says 100 years? Buy the bitch and then sell it in 2 years. Use it to your advantage. Like, eat the fish and spit out the bones. I'm telling you, this is your opportunity. Anything that they're doing, you just turn it around and make it good, right? Make it work for you. Thank you, Brother Dane.
I appreciate you, sister. Absolutely fire. I appreciate that. That's, yeah, they
And I
needed
love
to hear
y'all
that.
so much. I love my people. I want y'all to know they talking about, oh, black people don't love other people, black women this, black women them. They're lying to you. They are lying.
Yeah, they getting
there
caught
are so
up
many
too.
people like me that love y'all. We love y'all. We'll do anything for y'all. Don't believe these people. They're lying to you because they want to destroy your heart, and your mind. They want you to think like that so that you hate yourself. It's not true.
We catching them. They not even so-called black people. They not even EG people. We catching them. They coming from overseas creating those accounts. We catching them now.
That's right. So thank you, Brother Dane. Definitely look into that. You can look into that if you, like I said, if you just Google stare decisis, it's a whole lot of stuff online about it. We just need that one first case in our favor, and then to get the ball rolling. We can do this. We can get what we need to just get our footing, right? Get our footing so that we can buy some land, grow some food. That's what I do. I grow food. I think that every child should be able to just grow their favorite food. Grow some potatoes, grow some greens, grow a fruit tree. That's just what I want our people to get back to what they do. And that's what we do. We grow food. That's what if we didn't grow their food, they would have starved to death.
They wouldn't have survived.
Okay. They would not have survived. So that's what we do. Let's get back to growing food. Then it won't matter what Bill Gates is doing to the food. They're really messing with the food. We have to start growing food. So if you live in an apartment, just have a windowsill and do some sprouts. One handful of sprouted broccoli has more nutrition than 3 pounds of broccoli. Okay? So just sprout until you can get more space. If you sprout, you can live off a sprout. They're that rich in nutrients. Start growing food and find out where some water is. They changed the website, www.findaspring. It used to be .org, now it's .com. So FINDA spring. Be careful because they got crazy people trying to keep people away from clean water. But when you have the time, don't go by yourself. Go and find where there's clean running water, because they're going to start messing with the water now. That thing that they did in Michigan, that y'all ain't seen nothing yet. So find where there's clean, potable drinking water and grow your own food. And I love y'all.
Thank you, sister. I really appreciate that. She on point 100% all the way around. And I definitely want to tap into some things that she was talking about, because she mentioned some things about how the foreigners are, and I saw that people were sending me the reports on that. Elon Musk actually started exposing those accounts on Twitter, and I heard that Facebook or Meta rather is about to follow up on that. Don't you know when you look at people's profiles and they tell you where they're located at, where their locations are? Now they're also going to be indicating if a person is using a VPN or not. And they're also going to tell you where they were last located, whatever region they're in. So now they're exposing those bots that be in the comments, and, you know, people be trying to create accounts talking bad about our people and stuff like that. A lot of those people that are doing that are located in different countries. They're not even here. They're not even here. I'm going to do a segment on that here soon too. Probably another live stream. I'll probably pull it up on a live. But this is absolutely the truth, y'all. But she's right on that. And as far as growing your own and ownership, right and exact. All I could do is check mark on that. You know, I've been saying this. It's a repeating cycle. I just want our people to know how important it is for us to take ownership of everything, including our own resources. Yeah, she, you know, she on point. And the sister in her 50s, yeah, I want to, I believe her name is Deshaun Blue. When she, you know, when she come through, let me know with the email, please.
Oh, I will.
I'm gonna be nosy. I like to read. I like to investigate. Kobe.
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
OCO Kobe, how you?
Doing quite well.
Let me get your take on everything. I hear that you on a roll. You can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Can y'all hear me?
I think so. I hope you don't go out. But are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving, man. I'm putting my finger in everybody's Kool-Aid in the whole United States. I gotta see everything, but
now make that money, man. The drivers making it. This their time right here. Y'all about to get a check.
No, it ain't driving. It's this. It's what y'all doing. It's seeing everything. Like everything is being validated. I'm validating.
Talk to me, brother.
Myself.
Talk to me.
I'm validating myself, man. I'm just coming from the West Coast. Nothing but foreigners. Yep. California, nothing but foreigners. Like they filling in. Like they filling in spots. And I believe the thing that they're teaching them or telling them, they're coming over here, and I had a few conversations with them. They're talking about how I would explain it is they're being kites for their family. Like when I say a kite method, they are the kite and the string is still connected to their family. So they make money over here and send it back. And when they do that, right. So that is the main drive, I believe, in their minds. But they have no idea of what that mindset is doing as far as the people who are here first. And they don't respect the table, because being indigenous to this land and seeing how we fought, or our ancestors have fought to free everybody, the only position on the table for us to hold is the gods and the goddess at this point. And if don't nobody believe, if you don't believe you're a god, if you don't believe that you are a goddess, then that's where we got to get you. And we got to get you started in that mindset of knowing how powerful you are. And that's why Know Thyself is written on the walls in the pyramids. I mean, on the walls in Egypt. That's why all of this stuff was set in stone. I'm talking about all the way back to the heads with the Aztecs, and I'm trying to get everything together, man. It's so much.
Take your time. Aztecs, Mayans, Olmec. I'm right here.
Olmec.
I'm right here.
The Olmec. You know what? Let me breathe, Dane. Let me
Take
breathe.
your time. I be
breathe.
like that too. When I get hyped, I choke up on my words too, brother. No, look, you at home, brother. You good. I ain't gonna be passing no judgment. I'm right there with you, and I'm listening.
Thank you. But they just get in here. The whole time they've been lying, and I'm going to try to conserve myself and make sure that electrical energy don't flow out my body, because I be looking like Static Shock when I get turned up on what you be throwing out there. Them little nuggets, I'm just collecting them. And I have a brick of gold by now. I have the brick of gold. So how long am I going to sit on this brick? How long am I going to sit on this brick? I need to show my people I'm going to put this at the top of our building. I'm going to put this at the top of our totem pole, so we can let them know, hey, we're not asking for nothing else. There's nothing else we want to ask for. Why are we asking for something that is a birthright? What is the point? We keep asking. We keep asking and they keep denying. You see their faces. Well, we'll think about it. They don't even say that. They don't even give us an option. It's nothing. It based off of what you're doing today, it hit me. I got hit in the chest. When it comes to Mother Fletcher and her dying before her even seeing the small wishes that she asked for, she didn't ask for a lot. She didn't ask for a lot at all. As a child, she saw her people die in front of her. Yep. And I'm not sure if I can say Holocaust right now, but bro, when you said what you said, once you did the documentary, it validated that was the Holocaust of our people.
Yep.
Period. I've seen it in Narnia. They have to show you. You've seen it in Narnia. They talked about the man with the mustache, but he got statements out saying they got God's precious jewels. I don't know if people remember that, but I saw in his comments where he said they got God's precious jewels, and I'm not sure we can talk about the man with the mustache. I hope you right there with me. When it comes to
just be careful. Just be careful. We on YouTube. Okay,
right, I got it.
I'm right there. We can still talk about it, but we can't say certain words. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Look, now they breaking up his connection. Look at that. Wait a minute, say it again. They was breaking up your connection. It never fails.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I think you should be good now.
Okay. It's a real reason why he was demonized. So you gotta focus, and once you focus, I'm here to bring solutions. Okay, I appreciate the regurgitation, and I'm not talking about anybody specific, but I feel like our people need to push more solutions. And my solution to the revolution is to cleanse the colon, to clean that colon. That colon got to be cleansed, because you got to realize. You have to understand that the outside is going to show a mask no matter what. When you meet somebody brand new, when you meet new people, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses no matter what. I mean, you got people even trying to keep up with the Joneses. Oh yeah, I'll take my steak medium rare. Since when have we ever done that? Since when have we ever done stuff like we're trying to be like something that is less of where you come from, and that makes no sense. So where did it start? It started in that gut. That's all I do. I am a chef. That's all I do. I make sure we go back to original optimum functioning. Imagine if you were on original optimum functioning. Imagine if the people that's leading us were on original optimum function, but they full of shit. They full of sludge. They gotta let that go. They gotta let that out. But they're going to continue to spill sludge and shit on everything. And that's the reason why the world is in the condition that it's in, right? So with that being said, as we lifted up the man of the Caucasus Mountains, our woman fell, and we constantly continue.
Hold up. Say it again. Hold on. Say it again. Say it again.
As we lifted up the man of the Caucasus Mountain, we constantly push our woman down, and by doing that, we were in the music, we do it in everything, and I can't even say we no more, because I don't even do that. Every goddess is a blessing. They hold the womb, they hold the frequency, they hold the power, and once we relift them, once we put them back on their throne, once we take care of business as men, because we were placed on this earth to uplift them. And once we do that, then we will finally get what we deserve. The head becomes the tail, and the tail becomes the head. Y'all already know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Can't nobody sit here and tell me you don't know this already. Seriously, you must understand that once they made the inverse of God, they worship dogs. Woo! The inverse of God is a dog. Turn that bitch backwards, and I guarantee you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. They kissing them in the mouth.
They are. They
They
are.
funky.
They are. That's true.
Oh my God. Let me.
They couldn't reproduce. That's true.
I need to ground. I need to ground. There's too much electricity coming out of me right now, man. I promise you. I feel like static. I feel like static shock.
Man, I was the same way before I went live, brother. Don't feel bad. I had to ground myself too. Right when I got the news about Mother Fletcher, I had to ground.
Yes.
Don't feel bad at all. That's natural. We got to do that.
When I found out she didn't even get to see what she should have saw a long time ago, man. She was a child, bro. She saw murder. She saw death. She really went through the real Holocaust. Like, this was the real deal. And I didn't realize that the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street was that. I had no idea in my mind because I'm constantly on a frequency to where I'm being lied to by those that are teaching me. And it was only then until these small nuggets started to collect in my basket, my cornucopia. Okay? The cornucopia means a lot to the Niji people. And people understand, because I will fill a cornucopia with life. And life was fruits and vegetables. Life was things that still held the frequency of life.
Your connection.
Death,
wait a minute, your connection. Go back to the fruits part. Wait a minute, go back to the fruits part one more time.
Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you clear.
All right. I was talking about the cornucopia. The cornucopia is the symbol. The cornucopia is the symbol of revolution, of completion. You fill a cornucopia. It almost reminds you of one of your little Easter baskets you used to give your elder, like your grandma, full of fruits, full of fresh things. And now they filled it with chocolates and candies and everything like that. But at first, man, them cornucopias, them baskets were hand weaving by the children of the corn, the sun children, the original children. And they were filled with life. And life comes from those things that are just plucked from the vine, the seeds are placed into the ground, and there is transmutation done, and life source itself feels that seed, comes up, sprouts, and turns out into an energy bomb. Why wouldn't you eat that instead? Why wouldn't you put your body back on optimum functioning? So this is the condition. We've been placed in a condition, and our soles of our feet have been sold into sin, and that means we missing the mark, period. But once we go ahead and start making sure we aim before we shoot, we good. We good. We gonna win. And we already won. Cause get what? The fact that we in the time and the moment we are right now. Everything happens for a reason. You wouldn't move if it wouldn't be this hard. Nobody will move until it get hard. Everybody's, we wait till the last minute. No, it's on divine timing. Don't you sit there and say we wait till the last minute, because now you're getting impatient because you're gonna move at the wrong time. And moving at the wrong time completely destroys the whole timeline. So everybody continue doing what you're doing. I'm here to send support in voice mode, in my frequency. I know you feel my frequency right now. I'm sending it to you right now. Let's change this. Let's adjust this, but continue to move forward. We got soldiers doing everything. We doing it. The footwork, Dane's doing it. Everybody got it. Everybody got their own position. Okay? Everybody's playing their position. All right? They playing their position. All right? And they playing chess. They playing chess on our backs right now. It's a chessboard. It's a chessboard. Black versus white. It's a chessboard. I guarantee you, like you said, anybody coming over here, they checking that white mark.
Absolutely.
They checking that white
never
mark.
fails.
So
it's guaranteed.
It's not. So guess what? All we gotta do is stand up. Guess what happened to the chessboard?
It
falls off our back.
Talk to him.
It falls off our back. That's it. That's it. That's the frequency I needed to send. That's the frequency I needed to send. And then, hey, message delivered. That's all I gotta say.
Absolute fire. Absolute fire. Hey, Kobe, I appreciate that, brother. That's fire. I appreciate that. I hope y'all heard him. That's what I'm talking about. Young brother at that. Yeah, Kobe, if you don't mind, how old are you, Kobe?
I'm 31.
31. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking
about.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just so excited, man. Thank you so much, Dane, for doing what you're doing. Like, dude, I'm just trying to make sure that I add my frequency into this flow, because no matter what, no matter how small things are, man, we tend to lose our train of thought because we're not celebrating enough, man. We got so many wins. We've been winning this whole time. We've been winning this whole time. Let's take this moment to clap it up right now. Let's take this moment to clap it up right now.
Okay.
It's up.
Yeah. Hey.
It's up.
Woo. Hey. Stop, bruh. What time is it? Hey, you got me hyped now, bruh. You got me hyped now. It's late too. I'm up.
But what I'm saying, and we gotta be the villains. You're gonna always be a villain in your opposition. So it's okay to be Mr. Freeze. It's okay to be Darth Vader right now. Let's go.
It's okay to be dangerous. That's a good message. I like that. I like that.
It. Let me tone it down. I'm finna breathe.
Nah. Don't tone. They tell me all the time, don't tone down. Nah.
Let me breathe.
Hey.
Let me breathe.
Hey.
Man.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, I'm trying to be on the front row.
Yeah, that's front line right there.
Front row.
Hey.
I'm trying to be on the front line.
Talk,
man,
bruh.
I've been holding on to these nuggets, and I've been putting them together. All I can do is just see. I've been seeing in the future, and I'm just like, we almost there. Just make sure everybody's celebrating these wins. Let's make sure we winning together. Let's focus on being together, and let's uplift our woman back to her seat. Let's put her back on the throne.
The real
immediately. Don't start yesterday. Let's start last week if we can. Let's do it now. Because once we do that, then we start reintroducing the world to the gods and the goddesses. We start reintroducing the world to life. Because right now they adopted death. I'm not sure why. We shouldn't be dying. We shouldn't be dying. It's impossible for the image of God to be dying. That's impossible. That's the first question I had. I grew up in a black church with a white Jesus on the wall. And I said, hold up now. This man don't look like me, grandma. What's going on? Boy, you better be quiet. You just sit on down, get the peppermint. Sugar. Cain keeps you from being able.
Woo, bars.
Cain keeps you from being able. Let it go. It's process. It's in the cocaine family. It's addictive. It's killing our children. We gotta turn up.
Cooking.
We gotta turn up.
Hey, cooking. Hey,
we gotta turn up. That's what I do, Chief.
Hey,
that's what I do.
Hey, that's
your
what
army
I'm
is only
about.
as strong as your chief.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yes,
you got me, bro. Nah, bro. That's fire, bro. Absolute fire. Kobe, don't stay in contact with me, brother.
Yeah.
You gotta do it again. I ain't playing with you. You gotta come back on, bro.
I gotta break it down, man. Yes, sir. I'm always ready. I promise. At the drop of the hat, I'm there.
I appreciate that, Kobe. That was absolute fire, man. Listen, y'all. Look, hold on, y'all. Like, I swear, I really do want it. That right there, that sound like that's the closing, bro. To me, that's the closing, bro. To me, that's the close. I'm clipping that. That was a lot. You see how the spirit worked? I felt that. The spirit was working right through him. I'm pretty sure he can't even remember what he was saying. It be like that. Man, look, let me end it, because how long we been, listen, let me end it right there, bro. Let me end it right there. That was absolute fire. And everybody, one thing that they said in common for sure, What's getting back to us? I'm trying to calm down. Hold on, Kobe. Hold on. But what's getting back to us? Getting back to we know we should be doing. And then, holding ourselves to a higher standard. Definitely holding our women to a higher standard, because once we expect our women to be higher, all that bull crap that they trying to showcase our women are doing, well, that will go out the window. Our women will return back to that matriarch version. That's what we need. And then we out there as the soldiers doing our thing. We out there protecting our women, guarding our women. These are our jewels right here. You can't touch that. Yeah, man. I love that, man. Men and women came up on the panel going in. Yeah, I'm clipping this. They went ham, bruh. They went ham. Let me give the floor. Let me get the floor to my admins, the Blue or Levante. Do y'all have anything to say tonight before we close? What? You don't?
I do.
I'm listening. I'm ready. You got it. You got the floor. You don't want to. All right. So you want to close it? All right.
Nah, I mean, I don't know if I want to come behind him. I did have something to say, but he done took the floor, boy.
Man, that was the spirit talking through him. That was you. Yeah. Yeah, that spirit took over. And that lady, the lady prior. I love that. That's what I'm talking. I love that. Come up here, hey, talk it, bruh. Talk, bruh. What you say, Levante?
Say y'all did real good. Ain't nothing else need to be said.
Man, y'all making our ancestors proud, man. That like-mindedness right here. And by the way, some of y'all was saying, please have that sister get up beside of the 13%. She's here. She's already here. She said we're literally inside of the 13% right now, the 13% community server. If you're not in here with the like-minded people, get in here. What are you waiting for? Click that link that's in the chat right now that you see. Yeah, that's fire. And that's a good way to end it for Mother Fletcher. Let me do it. Let me do another round of applause for Mother Fletcher. And for everybody that popped up on the panel as well and did their thing, man. Brothers and the sisters, the gods and the goddesses, the chiefs and the chiefess. Hey, man, that was absolutely amazing. My tail's supposed to be in the bed anyway. I told you I'm about to start going to bed early. So I'm gonna probably get up tomorrow. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow, weekday. Yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. I'll open up the panel again. I swear to God, I love y'all, man. I'm so proud of y'all, bro. Woo, I'm proud of y'all. Woo. I'm proud of y'all. Yeah. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all got me shedding real tears, man. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud. I never doubted you. Never doubted you. I knew it was there. Now we waking up them warriors. Woo! Oh my God, bro. Calm down. The warriors waking up.
You heard?
All right. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. Woo, y'all on fire. I appreciate that. I'm gonna close it out. We probably gonna be inside of the 13% also. Hold up 13%. Let me close out YouTube real quick. I'm gonna go on mute in the 13% real quick. I'm about to close out on YouTube. Hold on 13%. YouTube, I appreciate that, y'all. I love y'all for coming out. I appreciate those of y'all that donated as well. I appreciate those of y'all that popped up on the panel. We're gonna do this again. This is not gonna be the only time. Okay? It's not gonna be the only time. I promise you it's not gonna be the only time. Yeah, so man, I'm trying to calm down. Oh man. Rest well, Mother Fletcher. Rest well. Rest well, Mother Fletcher. We love you and we thank you. Thank you, Mother Fletcher. We appreciate you. Everything that you did ain't going in vain. We know we got work to do, and we gonna make it happen, Mother Fletcher. Not just for you, for all of us. Shout out to all of our elders. Shout out to all of our ancestors that we love dearly. We doing this for us. We doing it for them. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Y'all take care. I love y'all. I really do. Wado. I'm just here to make you think.
Yeah, DNA. Yeah.